I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grieving. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah.
I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim.
I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the gas, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grieving. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah.
Late night crew. The fuck is going on, man? Happy Taco Tuesday. I'm having a great day. I hope everybody's having a great day. Say what's up to your boy. Listening to the end of this Lakers-Suns game, look like if the Lakers could protect this last minute, they'd be all right. But Suns got the ball, down 5. Anita, Kendra, Annie, Chadrick, Bob. This motherfucker. One possession game. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Rhonda, what's happening? Hold on, let me see this play right quick. Damn, KD still hit that motherfucker like nothing, bro. Oh, they called a take foul? That's huge. And Austin Reeves might have just put the game out of reach. So this Arlington, Virginia shit is fucking insane. Austin Reeves really hit a three. Y'all niggas just let that nigga Austin Reeves hit that. Man, Austin Reeves is garbage. Go ahead and pay that nigga. Tata, what's happening? Man, it's motherfuckers that claim this nigga ain't even gone. First of all, the first thing I said was, so y'all ain't identified the body, but y'all identified the body. News been lying all day. Motherfuckers been lying all day. It's been crazy shit ever. Clee, what's happening? Soon as I saw it, what made me do the story earlier, I didn't even know how deep the rabbit hole went. I just saw that. I was like, so y'all telling me this motherfucker shot like 10, because the number of so-called flares has changed. The number of flares keeps going up. And then the one thing that I kept asking was, y'all keep saying that this nigga has a warrant. Y'all were serving a warrant. A warrant for what? You got a warrant for what? I got all the niggas' YouTube videos. They took his YouTube channel. But Unrivaled Covers do the Unrivaled research because you already know I got a motherfucking Unrivaled squad. Shout out to that girl, Mish. He have all the YouTube videos from his channel that are now down. I went and grabbed the TikTok videos from his TikTok account. They blew the nigga house up, bro. But the nigga claims he wasn't in there. We gonna really get into this shit, bro. I just want to see what happens on this last play. It sounds like they cheating for the Lakers. They claim they never entered the place, and they were. Did you see how big that explosion was? How the fuck could they be confident that there was nobody else hurt or anything, dead or nothing? That's because they. Did you see how far they cleared it back? It was like you couldn't even get like damn near within a mile of the fucking shit after it happened. It's like, why the fuck this explosion happened in this neighborhood, but like I can't get like as close as 2 neighborhoods? They blacking that shit out. Feds is coming through there. Minute, here comes the men in black. Galaxy Defend. Everybody look right here. Everybody just look right here. Hey, what's happening? Oh, they cheated. Oh, they cheated. There's no way that should have been a timeout. They cheated. They cheated. See why I gotta wait for these last couple seconds. They said that this nigga was shooting at them, and they said we stayed because they said he was shooting at them, and then they threw chemical munitions in there to determine where the gunfire was coming from. I'm like, but y'all said he was shooting flares. You couldn't look and see where a fucking flare was coming from? None of the shit makes sense. None of the shit makes sense. They just like, yeah, we had a warrant for this nigga 56. They don't tell you what the warrant was. Every other time you watch the news and they said they was searching a warrant, they would tell you. They was looking for guns. They was looking for drugs. They just like, it was a warrant. And then it was people in the neighborhood was like, man, it was laundry and trash all over the front yard. And he never does that. They was like, that was odd. And the day of the explosion. Hold on. Where does be? Damn, I gotta do all of these? Fuck it. We'll do them. I ain't tripping. You ain't said number word. Watch this. Number the word. Damn. Now let's get ready to try that shit. Can I get my microwave bell, please? Kevin Durant, boo-boo. Folder go. I just created it. I just created a folder and it disappeared on me. Let's see. Oh, found it. Let's say, damn. So look, bro. The nigga's been active. The nigga's been active in. Oh, why the fuck is it doing that? Oh, that's why. All right. This nigga's been active on his YouTube page. Like tonight. The nigga been in the comments. He said, I was being spied on by the U.S. government for previously working as head of security for CFIUS. They assume I am a traitor. The motherfucker replied, "Don't do drugs." That one event that happened in January was rigged, orchestrated, bullshit by them. They do not want an actual coup against them, so they rig, orchestrate, and control a fake event that happened in January that one time, event riot, and then rig trials to set fake precedent in attempts to scare and control the people's minds. Then they spy on the people and track people's reaction to the fake event that happened at one time in January and ruin people who show even a slight hint of persistence against them. Yeah. This shit is wild. But before we get all the way into the rabbit hole, I guess it's only right I, kind of catch people up a little bit.
Stunning video out of Arlington, Virginia tonight. A home in the Ballston area leveled in an explosion. The blast happened as police were trying to execute a search warrant at a home where the suspect was shooting a flare gun.
And our Lily Zhang is live on the scene. All of this unfolding in the 800 block of North Burlington Street. Still a very, very active scene behind.
So hold on. I got questions already. Who the fuck is Alex Wilson? That nigga mentioned Alex Wilson. Remember that name? Who the fuck is Alex Wilson? And how did Alex Wilson have his camera pointed directly at the house right at the exact moment it blew up? Where's the rest of the video, nigga? Where's everything before that?
Shooting a flare
so far.
Yeah, guys, right now we're set up on Wilson and George Mason. This is a few blocks away from where that explosion happened. It's about as close as you're going to get, as safely as you can get, and certainly an area that's garnered a lot of attention from people in this community. I'm going to step out of the way real quick so you guys can see what's actually
Then move, bitch.
happening behind us. As you can see, lots of police activity, lots of fire trucks out here, stretching a few blocks.
Stretching a few blocks. So this ain't where the house is at. The house is blocks away.
Again, off of George Wilson Boulevard, or George Mason rather, Boulevard here. So as we've learned so far, a lot of the information we've gathered is preliminary. As officers are trying to execute a search warrant, we're told that a suspect shot several rounds inside his home. We know, again, this was a flare gun that was apparently used. An explosion had occurred.
He said, pow, pow. Unless, no, he must have had a flare gun with a Glock switch.
A man we spoke with a little earlier tonight, he says he lives about a half-mile away. That explosion, he says, was so loud and so powerful that he...
You're fucking right you heard that a mile away. I've heard an explosion like that, and I was probably, what, maybe like a mile and a half, 2 miles away from it? Maybe even more.
He heard it and he felt it from his home. Here's part of our conversation.
I want you to pay attention to the initial, because this is when it first happened.
I can't imagine when you look at that video that the guy that was inside wasn't killed. And what concerns me was somebody said it was a duplex. Was it a duplex? If it was, did they get the people out of there?
How would they have known to get the people out? How know that the house was going to blow up? Oh, because they not telling you the part where they claim that when they got there, there was a gas leak. But they claim they got the gas leak totally fixed before everything happened. So then they fixed the gas leak, and then he went, and then they tried to go in, and he shot 30 rounds at him. And then, just wait, bro. Wait till you hear the police explanation of what happened. Just you wait, my nigga.
So lots of questions still unanswered tonight. Keep in mind, again, this is all preliminary information that we're getting so far. Back here on the scene, again, pretty busy out here. We did speak with an officer a little bit earlier as people were just kind of waiting around for that information. He says that officers will be
Look at that shit.
here for a while tonight. As far as the circumstances, that is all still under investigation, and we are still waiting for official confirmation on injuries as well as damages. We'll keep you guys posted.
So, Lily, there was I guess they were encouraging people to shelter in place or at least stay closer to their homes. I imagine from where you are, and you talked to Mr. Maines there are a lot of curious onlookers right now watching that scene.
Right.
Absolutely. I haven't done an official head count, of course, but several dozen people are just kind of waiting out here tonight. So, again, this is about as close as you're going to get a few blocks away from.
This is a house blows up, and you can't get within a few blocks of it. Why? That makes no sense. You tell me you blocking off that whole street, the street behind it, the street on each side. That's cool. That's cool. They blocked off several blocks. They are a few blocks away in one direction. That means they have it blocked off a few blocks away in each direction. They have put themselves on an island with this house. Why? Why? I actually have personal experience of a house blowing up like this. Christy's my witness. They did not, the feds did not come in and fucking rope off the whole city.
Where this incident occurred, as Mr. Maines.
I bet this shit been blocked off. I bet this shit was blocked off a good 2-3 hours before. You don't know. You just see some fucking rollies at the streets. They not letting you through the streets. That's all you know. Then some hours later, some shit blowing up, and we got everybody out. When?
Was mentioning a lot of people who live half a mile, quarter mile or so away. They all heard it. Some people felt it as he did. So naturally, they're going to come out here. They are curious as far as what happened. So again, we've spoken with a few.
So you telling me all of the people right there in these few blocks, y'all have already evacuated within seconds. Y'all got them all out of their house and all pushed out away from everything. That don't even make sense.
People here tonight, several dozen, just kind of standing near where we are right now.
All right, Lily Zhang for us tonight there in the Boston area. Thank you so much.
Grab a couple more initial joints right quick. Let's try this one. What up, Maddie? Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. You're not going to get coverage like this anywhere, I promise you.
This is coming to us from Arlington, Virginia, and you can see a massive law enforcement and emergency management response right now. Community members there in an Arlington, Virginia neighborhood are being told to shelter in place after police say a flare gun was fired inside of a home, causing a massive explosion. Police put out the alert just after around 8:15.
What the fuck were the police doing there? Nobody ever starts off with that. When that should be step one. The police can't just roll up to your house, nigga. They have to have a reason. Why the fuck were y'all niggas over there?
9 p.m. local time, police say as officers were attempting to execute a search warrant at
A search warrant for what?
the home. A suspect fired several rounds of a flare gun inside the home, which led to the explosion. Arlington.
You hear that's what they saying initially, right? I promise you that changes.
Fire and EMS are on the scene there as well. This is definitely a story we're going to have to stay on top of here. I want to put up this tweet from Arlington Fire and EMS saying units are actively working on fire suppression, and they put the media staging address as well back there live to this here. We also have another tweet as well. And so look at how active this scene is right now. And you can
Right. Why is it so active?
see people running. You can see people coming out to take a look at what is going on. Lucas Tomlinson, our friend at Fox News, the correspondent, Lucas tweeting out this video. Oh my gosh. Saying Arlington, Virginia police say officers were attempting to execute a search warrant.
What search warrant?
When a suspect discharged several rounds.
Nobody finds it weird that they were trying to execute a search warrant on a 56-year-old old-ass Asian dude to stay by himself in the middle of the fucking night. Why are they executing this search? Why? This is when they executing search warrants like this in the middle of the night, nigga. It's you a high profile target. This is just not no shit. They just looked at the sheet. Oh, I guess we'll go get him now. Bullshit.
Inside the home, including a flare gun, before the house exploded. Take a look at this. Lucas tweeting out this.
How did Lucas Tomlinson is from Fox News? How the fuck does he have this angle and shot of this fucking explosion? Nobody even stops to ask basic questions from jump. This is how they pull it off, whatever they be pulling. Y'all niggas be arguing about Biden and Trump and letting this shit happen. Y'all motherfuckers, bro. A flare gun 30 times. Hey, Google, how many bullets does a flare gun hold?
On the website h3vr.fandom.com, they say, the flare gun is a single-shot firearm that primarily shoots flares, but can also shoot any 12-gauge rounds. People also ask me, how many rounds does a flare gun? Hear the answer?
Yes.
On the website h3vr.fandom.com, they say, the is a single-shot firearm that primarily shoots flares, but can also shoot any 12-gauge rounds.
Thank you, Google.
No worries. I'm here to help.
As always. This nigga had a single shotgun and he reloaded it and shot at the police 30 times. And the police were at the door and this fucking house gets blown to fucking smithereens. Hey, Google, can flare guns be reloaded?
On the website vintageisthenewworld.com, they say, the flare guns that I am familiar with are break-open single-shot signaling devices. Everyone I have seen or have had available to use has been single-shot. It can be reloaded, however.
So, typically it's not reloaded. It can be. But if I'm going to believe that, he got off, what, 3, 4? Y'all said this nigga reloaded 30 motherfucking times. Y'all leaked gas into this nigga's house, bro, and blew this motherfucker up.
Video. The moment of the explosion. Wow.
Look at them sparks. That
is something the like I have never seen. This is in Arlington, Virginia. This is a suburb of Washington, D.C. A lot of residential homes there. And you just saw Lucas Tomlinson with this video of the moment of the explosion itself. Remember, police were...
Who's this nigga right here? Who is this nigga right here? Who the fuck is this nigga? I want to know who that is. Because I don't really even see nobody else standing anywhere near this shit. This nigga, are you holding the dynamite switch? Who the fuck is this nigga right here? I don't see no fucking body else out here. Just this nigga with some random white truck that's on, because you see the lights on, tent. That's tent.
Executing a search warrant at the home. The suspect
Go back to
inside
see
the
if
home,
this
we're
nigga
told,
moves.
firing several shots of a flare gun.
Back down.
And the house going up in flames. Look at. I'm gonna just bring up the audio on this. This is quite something. Let's listen.
Look how far away these niggas are.
So you can see and hear some of the natural sound on the ground.
Yeah, that's not like
There
bro.
in Arlington, Virginia. So many emergency management response vehicles.
Why does that seem like such a controlled explosion? They want me to believe that seemed like a controlled explosion.
And so you can see fire trucks, police.
Yeah, but where are they pulling up to? Because it ain't at the house.
Probably neighbors worried and concerned there. You can see this is where the media staging area is at the moment. And so whether or not there's going to be some type of press conference, a little bit later on, we'll make sure to bring it to you live. Of course, my colleague.
Damn, they shooting all in niggas' windows. Shit.
Here at Live Now from Fox, Karel Lahara will be stepping up into the anchor chair very, very soon here to guide you through the day's top stories. And you can see.
So y'all done set like the forest on fire. The
Police
park.
tape up, the fire department on the scene. Looks like they're trying to white balance their camera. So we do have this tweet as well.
Well, that's because the media be in on the shit. Such thing as that real crack media anymore. That shit's all on the internet now. The only crack media reporting you. That's why they don't want. That's why their only hope is to continue to get people to. Oh, you can watch YouTube and all of these things, but you can only trust the real news. That's the only way they try to brand it now. Because they know that's the only place where real reporting is at. Because people have literally found ways to make money without ever and make good money without ever going to these corporations. Like, what the fuck is this, bro? Oh, we gotta white balance the camera. Move that fuck. Like, this is some bullshit, nigga. They literally just putting the camera weird places. Austin, what's happening?
But we want you to listen to the moment, listen to the sound of the explosion itself. Let's take this. All right, and we apologize there for the profanity, but...
Oh, man, shut up.
I would imagine that is what so many of us, how we would react to seeing that in our neighborhood. And you can hear all of the car alarms there parked on the street going off simultaneously at the same time.
Nigga, that sounded like doubt, 2 car alarms.
All right.
Car alarm and 1 dog barking, nigga. Stop the fucking cap, nigga. It was 1 person talking, 1 dog, and the car alarm on some real shit. If you want to keep it a stack, the car alarm started late than a bitch, like somebody hit the panic button. Nah, somebody hit the panic button, nigga. That motherfucker, that reaction was delayed than a bitch. Bro, what piece of debris? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on the motherfucking car alarm. I don't believe it. No, I'm talking about specifically. I'm talking like specifically. Like, because the car wasn't close. Okay, so look, here's what I'm saying. The car sounds like it's behind the camera. The fire's in front of us. Listen to where the car is at. The car don't sound like it's like right there, nigga. It sounds like it's way down the fucking street. That's why I'm asking, like, so what piece of debris got down there and hit this from where I hear it? Let's try to hear where you think the horn's coming from.
Listen to the moment. Listen to the sound of the explosion itself. Let's take this. All right.
Wait, hold on. It sounds far away and then it gets closer. Listen to how it gets closer. Listen to how it gets closer. Faint. And now it's like right there. So the car was moving? This shit crazy already, bro. This shit crazy. That shit clearly came closer, like, because that's why I initially was like, what debris? Because I heard it at first, and I'm like, that shit sounded far away as fuck. And then by the end, it's like it's right here. So let me give a plausible explanation since there was an explosion. I'll give you one plausible explanation. And this is like the only one I can think of for real. There was a car out there there was a manual shift, and it blew it out of gear, blew it into neutral, and it started rolling down the street. Outside of that, I don't fucking know. You think that was loud? Man, if it was loud enough for like that, it would have hit the camera. They would have been like, oh shit. They just did it initially because, you know, the explosion, but let's see it again. Fuck it. We here, nigga.
Listen to the sound of the explosion itself. Let's take this.
I'm listening, my nigga. And this is the only... so nobody else had a phone out or nothing.
All right. All right, and we apologize.
How does that come closer? Chad's right, bro. That sounds like a detonation more than an listen to that. Listen to how that do. That sounds like a detonation. Chad's actually right.
We want you to listen to the moment.
Listen to the boom. Listen to the boom very carefully. Try to turn this boom up a little bit.
Listen to the sound of the explosion itself. Let's take this.
That could have possibly been an echo or a detonation. I can't say I'm that positive to say it couldn't have just been an echo. But that was distinct.
To the moment. Listen to the sound of the explosion itself. Let's take this.
Not that many decibels, Boston. That's a lot of decibels.
All right, and we apologize there for the profanity, but I would imagine that is what so many of us, how we would react to seeing that in our neighborhood. And you can hear all of the car alarms there parked on the street.
That was one, nigga.
Going off simultaneously at the same time. And no doubt those at the fire department are trying to work to put the fire out itself. Police on the scene as well, remember, because Well, they were in the middle of executing a search.
Think about how clean think about how clean of an explosion it has to be for it to be that big and nothing next to it got caught on fire. They said all them other buildings and everybody around it is cool. Which means y'all got niggas out well before.
Warrant. The suspect inside the home firing off several rounds of a flare gun, and the house goes up in flames. So this is quite stunning here. We're going to move from Arlington, Virginia.
I'm sure you are. Nah, let's get some more early. Right when it first happened, shit. Let's get this, bro. Let's look at this police statement that apparently was 36 seconds. Grab all this shit that I ain't already grabbed.
At approximately 4:45 this evening, Arlington County Police Department responded to the 800 block of North Burlington Street for the report of possible shots heard. When officers arrived on scene, they determined a suspect inside a residence had discharged a flare gun.
Time out. Y'all, I thought y'all wasn't even gonna give me much information since it was only 30 seconds. Nigga, what do you mean y'all there? Y'all were there serving a warrant. What you mean you got there to report of shots fired? Y'all niggas was there serving a warrant.
800 block of North Burlington Street for the report of possible shots heard. When officers arrived on scene, they determined a suspect inside a residence had discharged a flare gun. During the course of that investigation, officers obtained a search warrant for the residence.
So now, instead of it being y'all was there on a search warrant, now y'all came because y'all heard shots fired and then obtained a search warrant while being there. What in the Law and Order I called a judge at midnight to do this warrant bullshit you think I'm falling for, nigga? This ain't no TV. Now, one news say this, the police, now this is the initial police state, sitting here saying that, oh yeah, we heard it was shots fired, we got there, and then we got a warrant, and then the house blew up. What the fuck? No, nigga. This all bad. I knew it when I saw it from jump. When I've heard the first news story, I said, this don't make no sense. Listen to this bitch again.
At approximately 4:45 this evening, Arlington County Police Department responded to the 800 block of North Burlington Street for the report of possible shots heard. When officers arrived on scene, they determined a suspect inside a residence had discharged a flare gun.
How did y'all determine that when y'all got there? Did he shoot one when they got there?
During the course of that investigation, officers obtained a search warrant for the residence. As officers attempted to execute that search warrant this evening, the suspect inside the residence discharged several rounds. The house subsequently exploded, and we continue to investigate the circumstances of the explosion. Officers on scene suffered minor injuries, but none of our officers required transport to the hospital. At approximately 4:00 of running, the suspect inside the residence discharged several rounds. The house subsequently exploded, and we continue to investigate the circumstances of the explosion. Officers on scene suffered minor injuries, but none of our officers required transport to the hospital.
None of them had to go to the hospital. Sitting here like officers, how did the officers got a search warrant? They at the door, the house explodes and nobody gets hurt. That big ass explosion, nobody even had to go to the fucking hospital. You niggas are liars. Yeah, I got my head on your ass, nigga. Let me see this one. Y'all niggas all over the place. This shit's so much harder for y'all to do this type of shit with the internet. What? Hold on, what the?
Get the fuck out of here. Oh.
I mean, look at that shit. A flare gun did that to a house. Flare gun did this. That's what they're telling us. Blew the whole fucking frame of the house away, nigga. It was almost as if they was like, whatever's in that house, we want it gone. That's what this seems like. This seems like if he got anything in there, we want it gone. King, what's happening? This shit weird, bro. What is that vehicle pulling into the driveway as it explodes? What is that vehicle? And it looks like this is a vehicle pulling in, and what is that on the front of it? Were y'all getting ready to fucking pull the side of the house out and go get him? Who is this nigga that y'all needed to bring this fucking tank for this nigga? This nigga here, and I guess that's some type, but that ain't got no cop light on it or nothing. This nigga standing next to just a white truck that's on. You see the brake lights, you see the tail lights, you see the motherfucking headlights, or at least the low beams. This looks like a cop truck that's on. This looks like possibly a cop truck, but it's off. What the fuck is this monstrosity pulling up on the set? Because this looks like the awning to a garage. Do you disagree? This looks like an awning to a garage. And they're rolling up in that's why nobody got hurt. They're in a fucking military tank. Why are they serving a search warrant in the middle of the night with this tank on this nigga? That's the first question they need to answer. Look at this. Why is this here? Why is this here? The house is still on fire. The house is still on fire. Why the fuck is this here? Why is it military vehicles here? Why would they be here to help with a fire already? Why would they be here why would they be here already? They already here. This nigga just caught the motherfucking military and shit there. They ain't report on none of this. They ain't said nothing about these niggas being on scene. They ain't say nothing about them rolling up in this nigga driveway in an armored vehicle and then this motherfucker on the set. Look at that shit. A flare gun did that. Because one thing we know, even if he shot 30, it took one to do that. Because it's not like he shot it, pap, 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 pap. So after 29, he took his time, reloading it, lock it, boom, it did that. What in the Acme Wile E. Coyote shit you niggas on? Now this nigga got an Acme flare gun just when you thought you've heard it all. You right, KS. All types of local sheriffs and shit be having tanks and all types of other military shit. Like, they just give it to them niggas. You absolutely right about that. That is not a joke. This shit weird as fuck. What is that vehicle pulling in the driveway? And where did it go? You see it right here pulling in. I'm gonna slow this shit down. Mute it. And you mean to tell me these people right here, nobody ran out of their house like, what the fuck is going on? Let me tell y'all something. It's not normal for them to evacuate a whole street to serve a search warrant, nigga. That ain't normal. That's not normal. Hold on, what was that? That's 1, 2, 3. That. What was that? That's crazy. Maybe a transformer blew right there.
Holy fucking shit! Get the fuck out of here! Oh.
But they ain't even got like no police tape up or nothing. It's almost like everybody been gone. This person appears this may be their crib. military vehicle. That's a military vehicle. That's the same one then. Okay, from the camera angle, all right. My nigga. I'm about to play what the cop said. I just want to see a couple more of these initial videos. Like when it first happened. That's that one. This is a quick initial one from the news. Then we about to hear what the police said. They lying asses. Hey, police, I got a pause button, so I'm about to be on.
Dramatic video here from Virginia as a residential home explodes into a huge fireball. This happened as officers tried to contact a barricaded suspect who had discharged between 30 and 40 flares from inside the home. That's when the suspect opened fire with a firearm, causing the explosion that sent shock waves throughout the neighborhood. No officers were seriously injured in the explosion, and police have not yet released information about the condition of the person inside that home.
What in the world?
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe.
Hey, nigga, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Did nobody tell you to say all of that? I wasn't in the mood for all of that. The fuck up, nigga. All right, come on, 12. What you got?
All set? Hello. Thank you
First of all, you got the look of a jump off. Just the look.
for joining us today. I'm Ashley Savage, the Public Information Officer for the...
You got the last name of a jump off. Savage. Ashley Savage. Is that your OnlyFans name? I'm just asking. I don't want to be assuming.
Arlington County Police Department. We're here today to provide you with an update
What's happening, Lisa? What's happening?
to the home explosion that occurred last night in the 800 block of North Burlington Street. Providing updates today are Chief Andy Penn, Arlington County Police Department. Assistant Chief Jason Jenkins, Arlington County Fire.
All this circle jerking shit. Man, yeah, man. Let me jack you off, man. Let's jack each other off, man. Let's name all these titles that nobody gives a fuck about. Don't nobody give a fuck about y'all niggas made up titles, nigga. Just get to the point.
Fire Department. Deputy County Manager Aaron Miller, Arlington County Manager's Office. David Sundberg, Assistant Director in Charge, Washington Field Office, Federal Bureau of Investigations. And Craig Calamay, Special Agent in Charge, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Also in attendance today is Arlington County Manager Mark Schwartz and and Director Will Flagler.
Bitch, you fired. You fucking a nigga name up, you getting ready to get fired, bitch.
Arlington County Department of Public Safety Communications and Emergency Management. Following the updates today, we will provide brief questions. Chief Penn?
Yeah, she that chick that, you know what, I'm gonna save it.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for this briefing. The Arlington County Police Department and our partner agencies continue to investigate a home explosion at 844 North Burlington Street. Yesterday, at approximately 4:45 in the afternoon, the Arlington County Police Department was dispatched to the 800 block of North Burlington Street for the report of a possible shots fired incident.
So this nigga was in his house by himself shooting flare guns. Go on.
On-scene investigation revealed that a male suspect discharged a flare-type gun from the residence more than 30 times. Officers attempted to engage with the suspect without success. A search warrant was ultimately obtained to allow our officers to secure any weapons to ensure there would be no ongoing threat to the community.
Y'all got a warrant because a nigga was shooting a flare gun. Y'all got a warrant instantly. He had 30 flares, and we have confirmed that flare guns are single shot and have to be reloaded after every shot. So he not only shot 30 times, he reloaded 30 times. Maybe 29 if he came prepared.
Members of the emergency response team initially attempted to execute the warrant through various forms of communications with the suspect. However, this was not successful. In an effort to establish communications, ERT breached the front door to allow for communications and possibly surrender.
We have just confirmed that the cops are at the door. We didn't see anybody at the fucking door. They claimed that they had breached the door. Okay.
At this point, officers experienced what is believed to be multiple gunshots from a firearm coming from within the dwelling.
So now he is allegedly switched from a flare gun to a real gun. Y'all niggas breached the front door. This nigga started shooting real bullets, but then somehow there was a truck pulling up when they exploded. So y'all were right there. He's shooting at y'all. That house blew up like that, and none of y'all even have to go to the hospital. Shut the fuck up, nigga.
Despite the ongoing threat to themselves, ACPD staff continued to try and engage with the suspect to safely bring him into custody. As the suspect began discharging several rounds from a suspected firearm inside the house, officers could not locate the source of the suspected gunfire.
You hear this? Now he switched to a real gun, and the officers couldn't tell where the gunfire was coming from in the house. So listen to what they do.
Or its intended target. Officers began to deploy non-flammable, less lethal chemical munitions to multiple areas within the residence where...
Say that again, nigga.
Or its intended target. Officers began to deploy non-flammable, less...
Why would you make sure to put non-flammable first? Because they're telling you they threw some shit in there, but it was non-flammable.
Lethal chemical munitions to multiple areas within the residence where the suspect was believed to be hiding. The purpose of this type of a deployment is to cause irritation in hopes of compelling the suspect to surrender. Based on the preliminary investigation of this incident, we believe that the resident of the home, James Yoo, 56, of Arlington, is the involved suspect.
How do you know when you didn't even know where this nigga was in the house? How do you know that was even him? Niggas talking about we got some chemical that's non-flammable. That's generally not how chemicals work. But go off, sis. Y'all had to throw some shit in there because y'all couldn't even tell where the gunfire was coming from. But when the house explodes, you know exactly who's in there. And you was able to obtain a warrant. You pulled up to a nigga's house. You didn't know who the fuck it was, but you were able to identify this nigga and get a fucking warrant all in like an hour. I got you, cuz. Nah, I hear you, Chief. Yes, sir. Police don't ever lie.
The Arlington County Police Department does not have prior documented interactions with the suspect at this address other than 2 calls for service for loud noise over the...
You hear this, black people? Oh, they do it to everybody. As soon as you get murdered, the first thing they want to talk about is your arrest record. He ain't even got one. So they did the next best thing. Oh, the police been called over his house 2 times for some loud noise. They try to get everybody with that shit, nigga.
The Arlington County Police Department does not have prior documented interactions with the suspect at this address other than 2 calls for service for loud noise over the past couple years. We are aware of concerning social media posts allegedly made by the suspect, and these will be reviewed as part of the ongoing criminal investigation.
What were these social media posts? You ready? You ain't ready. Let me eat one more of these chips. And then one more. One of the posts said his wife was a witch. Not even a bitch. A witch. And the other concerning post was, fuck America. Those were the posts. I went and found out myself. I'll pull them up at the end. His wife was a witch. Might be my history right here. I have to dig too deep. What's this one? Oh, yeah, here we go. I'll just show you this and we'll read this one later when we get to it. Paranoid homeowner James Yoo, 56, whose Arlington home exploded after the suspect fired over 30 flares, is believed dead, as social media posts include calling his ex-wife a witch and fuck America. That's the worst they can find. Watch the out politics. I'll let y'all have y'all shit, because y'all, when you get involved with them, you see what they do to you. Those are his concerning posts. Go off, sis.
The suspect was inside the residence at the time of the explosion, and he is presumed at this point to be deceased. Human remains have been located at the scene, and the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner will work to positively identify the individual and determine the cause and manner of death.
Time out. Hey, nigga. You just told me it was James Yoo, 56. Now you gotta wait for the niggas to tell you who it is. Why would you not just say we don't know who the subject is? You just came out and said, oh yeah, James Yoo, that nigga dead. They buried him in the Compton Cemetery. But we waiting for the motherfucking people to come back to let us know if it was really him. You know what I mean?
Our investigation has now transferred into a recovery operation as we work to collect all available evidence. There is no ongoing threat to the community related to this incident.
How, Sway? How, Sway? A house just blew up on your block and nobody got answers, but we know that you safe. Barney Fife, go sit down, bro. Go sit down.
And no outstanding suspects.
How do you know? We just had a house blown up and you like, we know it was one person. There couldn't have been nobody. A house just blew up, nigga.
Suspect's residence was a duplex, and the other residents were evacuated prior to the explosion occurring.
How? Why would they have evacuated the whole block?
Thankfully, there were no serious injuries to any officers, other public safety officials, or community members.
How do you know? Have y'all checked under all that debris and make sure nobody's trapped?
I can assure you that this incident will be thoroughly investigated.
I'm sure.
At this point, the primary investigating agencies are the Northern Virginia Critical Incident Response Team and the Arlington County Fire Department's Fire Marshal's Office. The investigative team also includes members of the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
What was that?
Fire Department's Fire Marshal's Office. The investigative team also includes members of the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
So you just MCing this show. You just the MC. The feds and ATF, the feds is running this. Why are the feds here? The feds don't just report to every explosion that happens. This nigga just smooth was like, yeah, I'm not really in charge. The feds and ATF are here, so yeah.
We will continue to work this incident in collaboration and coordination with our federal partners. I would like to thank the Arlington community for their support during this time and patience as we complete what will be an extensive and time-consuming investigation. I also want to express how proud I am of the members of the police department and all of our public safety partners for their courageous and professional actions to ensure the safety of our community. Thank you for being here.
Man, you corny!
Good afternoon, everyone.
Fuck
I'd like
you.
to add a few additional remarks
Well,
on
hurry
behalf
up,
of the
nigga.
fire department. Key point, this investigation is ongoing. There is no timeline as to when that investigation will conclude. The Arlington County Fire Department, the Office of the Fire Marshal, working...
No. Sit your hoe ass down, nigga. You just up here trying to get some clout so you can get some pussy when you get home. Hey, babe, I was on the news tonight. Nigga, you not in charge. You the man. Step back and shut the fuck up.
With our federal partners, local partners, on a cause and origin. That will take time. I'd also like to share appreciation to the Arlington County Fire Department personnel. Their efforts last evening saved lives.
I mean, this is some shameful shit.
They minimized damage to property, and I thank them for their efforts.
I'm losing my motherfucking mind, man.
The suppression efforts were ongoing through most of last evening and into the early morning hours. At this point, the fire is completely extinguished, but again, I say, the investigation is ongoing.
I'm losing my motherfucking mind, man.
With no timeline for the conclusion.
I mean, this is some shameful shit.
Thank you.
Fuck you. This nigga said minimize damage. A whole fucking house blew up. A whole fucking house blew up. This nigga talking about minimal. We minimized damage. Nigga, what the fuck is wrong? Nigga, he shut the whole block is shut down, nigga. They like people can't get there with their blocks. You sitting there like we minimize property damage. Nigga, the whole and this shit about motherfuckers being all safe, this shit is alleged. Nigga, it is alleged that nobody got hurt. This nigga said they minimized property. A whole fucking block blew up. Nigga. This nigga, hey, it could have been worse. I ain't never heard a motherfucking... This fireman just got up here literally just to kiss... This nigga got up here. His whole fucking firehouse watching this shit on the TV. They like, yeah, boss about to get up there and shout us out, nigga. That wasn't nothing but a whole, hey nigga, we know you ain't never been on TV before. So get up there, shout out your little firehouse and shit. Make sure you don't say nothing about the investigation. We gonna lock your bitch ass up for obstruction. But get up there, shout your shit out, and keep it pushing. This nigga sitting there, man, I ain't never seen a nigga lie like this. Y'all niggas, he act like they did such an amazing job cleaning up this house getting blown up.
To the Arlington County Fire Department personnel, their efforts last evening saved lives, period.
How, nigga? Y'all said there was no people there. We saved lives. Nigga, y'all said everybody was out. Now y'all telling stories where it was backdraft and y'all running niggas out the front door and shit, nigga. You weak ass firemen didn't do shit. This nigga act like they had to do some fire carry. They jumped up in some trees, saved some cats and shit. This nigga's like, all the lives we saved. Nigga, they already told us, you stupid bitch. They evacuated everybody. This nigga up here trying to take a bunch of credit for some shit these niggas didn't even do.
To the Arlington County Fire Department personnel, their efforts last evening saved lives, period. They minimized damage to property, and I thank them for their efforts. The suppression efforts were ongoing through most of last evening and into the early morning hours. At this point, the fire is completely extinguished.
We expected such, nigga. They got fire hydrants and shit in the motherfuckers in the neighborhood, right? This nigga said this shit like there was a chance. That wasn't no forest fire, nigga. This nigga up here talking like they just got done taking down a forest fire.
But again, I say, the investigation is ongoing with no timeline for the conclusion. Thank you.
Thanks for nothing, bitch.
Good afternoon. Aaron Miller, the Deputy County Manager for Public Safety for Arlington County.
What? Nigga, you just made that title up, nigga. You dress like an alderman. So what do you just, that's a fancy name for alderman?
I want to echo what Chief Penn and Chief Jenkins mentioned. My appreciation for the entirety of the public safety family, from our 911 team all the way through to the police officers, our paramedics, our firefighters, our emergency management.
All y'all doing is getting up here, kissing each other's ass. Y'all not giving no information. Y'all get up here and go, we ain't giving you no information. I just want to get up here and shout out my homies, nigga. Y'all all in here trying to evict somebody. I vote to evict James Yoo. Hey, man, I want to shout out to the motherfucking fire department. I want to shout out to everybody down at the police station. Shout out to the county judge. Big shout out to the alderman. Like, what the fuck is this? What are you niggas doing? If y'all not talking about the story, get the fuck out get off the podium.
Staff and all those within the community that have lended a hand to respond to this critical incident. Particularly want to say thank you to our federal partners, the FBI and the ATF.
Oh, my Lord.
They continue to walk hand in hand with us and provide resources where necessary. There are about 10 households that were impacted by this incident. Those 10 households, we've been providing direct support to them. We've been in contact with all of them, and that ranges from helping to provide them some housing and sheltering to also providing some basic needs, toiletries, other necessities. We're going to continue to do that. We've set up a reception center. We've reached out.
These niggas, so they got coffee, juice, donuts, cookies. This nigga said they set up a reception center. What the fuck, nigga? We set up a for who? The only house that got blown up was the nigga y'all said that was dead. Everybody else is cool. Who? How many people displaced? Give me a number.
There are about 10 households that were impacted by this incident.
10.
10 households. We've been providing direct support to them. We've been in contact with all of them, And that ranges from helping to provide them some housing and sheltering to also providing some basic needs, toiletries, other necessities.
Let's stop right there. When the police start doing this, so a house blew up and all these other houses get fucked up and the police are out here like, come on, let's help you guys and da-da-da-da. Bullshit. This is all, like they said, this is all coordinated with the feds. So we know who, because, okay, let me just put it to you like this. Just stop and think about it for 1 second. We have already established this local police department is working in conjunction with the ATF and the feds, right? Who the fuck came up with the idea? Press 1 for the local police, press 2 for the ATF or FBI. So for all y'all niggas sitting here trying to posture like this is some type of real fucking partnership, nigga, this ain't no fucking partner. Anybody with half a brain, no, this ain't no damn partnership, and they ain't listening to a motherfucking thing you niggas. Everything you niggas saying right now, they told y'all could say. Y'all niggas sitting up, like I said, y'all just trying to get some pussy from y'all wives when y'all get home. So do you, boo. That's all y'all trying to do. Cause this shit, you can miss me thinking that y'all, this is a partnership. Feds don't do partnerships, nigga. When they get ready, they gonna take this whole motherfucking thing from you, nigga. That's the other part, partner. How y'all partners and this nigga you could just wake up locked out of everything? We partners, right? Russell Red Incorporated, we winning. Please don't hate it. Partners, nigga. We partners.
We're going to continue to do that. We've set up a reception center. We've reached out individually to all of those households that have been affected. We're going to have that reception center open for them today as well as tomorrow to continue to provide those services.
Thanks.
Included with that is mental health counseling services. We're making available some mental health counseling. We're also providing referrals to some of our nonprofit and community-based partners, including the Red Cross, the Salvation Army, and others as necessary. I do want to say that, as the chiefs both mentioned, this is going to be a prolonged and I think a little...
I had a house blow up across the street from where I stay. The police never even knocked on my door. If you think I'm lying, I'll go wake my wife up right fucking now. There's a house. It wasn't as big as the other explosion I was referring to. Whole fucking big ass house was on fire because the people tried to set the house on fire for an insurance scam and blew the attic up. And if you followed me back then, you remember when I showed people the house on stream. I have to go in my old pictures and see if I can find a picture of it. And the police never knocked on my fucking door. I'm talking about, I'm right here, you go across the street and down 2 houses, and that's where it was at. They said they evacuated like 10 houses, gave these niggas counseling. Good night, Bob. Counseling, reception center, all this shit. This is all alleged, nigga. Alleged. They cleared the whole area, but the people need counseling right there.
Contracted incident. We've received resources requests from the Emergency Management Department to assist with debris cleanup, to assist in the investigation, things like that. As we continue to gather,
y'all all proactive with all this other shit like a reception center, but y'all needed requests to be put in for y'all to go clean that debris up. Y'all should already be out there cleaning this shit up. You hear what he said? A request has been put in for them to clean the debris up. So while they're sitting there talking about all this shit, that fucking neighborhood's trashed right now. He just told you a request has been put in for them to clean it up. They ain't cleaned up shit yet.
Those resources, we're going to ask for the community's patience as the surrounding area will remain closed for this for the foreseeable future.
We're asking the community to stay patient as we are closing y'all whole fucking neighborhood with no timeline. They about to put y'all, they gonna put them niggas in some fly ass places and make them niggas sign NDAs. Everybody they took out of that crib, about to get some fly ass crib somewhere and have to sign NDAs. I bet you we never hear from a single person that was allegedly in one of the affected houses. How much you want a motherfucking bet? They won't be on no Good Morning America or anywhere else. They talking about the whole motherfucking block is closed for the foreseeable future. And the only video everybody got cell phones and everything, but we got one nigga that got some footage. One. And they call this shit conspiracy theory. Nigga, this ain't no theory. Nigga, you see the conspiracy. Nigga, it's a conspiracy. Because even if James Yoo blew himself up, nigga, y'all niggas ain't being all the way honest about it. Either way, I calls balls and strikes. Know who this nigga's even supposed to be. His title was some made up shit. It wasn't no recognizable title that we could recognize. That sounds like some shit you only know if you live there. It ain't like they said he the mayor. Like, you booked this nigga on Cameo because the mayor stopped accepting cameos.
And we appreciate everybody's consideration of that. Thanks.
Good afternoon. I'm Dave Sundberg. I'm the Assistant Director in charge of the Washington Field Office of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
What the fuck are you doing there? Blew up? It could have just been a gas leak. It could have been anything. You there because there was a standoff between the cops and a house blew up. Why are you there from DC? I know it's right around the corner, but why are you there?
I'd like to thank Chief Penn and the Arlington County Police Department and Arlington County Fire Department for the opportunity to be here and for the opportunity to collaborate alongside our other...
Yeah, y'all collabing. I can look at your outfit and seem like you gonna collab with a nigga in this outfit. I can look at this $1,700 shirt. You see the collar? That's an expensive ass shirt. You see how stiff that motherfucking collar is, nigga? You need to get your tailor to bring it in about a ½ inch though, nigga. Either that, you gotta start hitting the gym. You got a little too much, it's too baggy in here, nigga. Your Fed suit was almost there, but you need to put on something a little more slim. This nigga came out here in a Columbia jacket with a motherfucking... He dressed like an alderman, nigga, and I'm supposed to believe they teaming.
Federal partners in this very important investigation. The FBI is assisting and coordinating with Arlington County and our federal partners on this investigation into how this house explosion occurred and the individual who caused it. We continue to provide resources to help confirm that this was an isolated incident and that there is no ongoing threat to this community or...
Time out! You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that because the first nigga already told us there is no further threat to the community. So we don't need you here to make sure he's right because he's right? Or are you saying he's not right? Are you saying that nigga don't know what he's talking about? Because both y'all can't be right, nigga. You just contradicted the thing you in a partnership with. I'm the wrong one, nigga.
And the individual who caused it. We continue to provide resources to help confirm that this was an isolated incident and that there is no ongoing threat to this community or to other communities. When the incident occurred last night, the FBI sent Special Agent bomb technicians, along with our other federal partners, as well as investigative agents, to support our law enforcement partners here in the local community and to assess the scene and provide technical support. The individual Chief Penn referenced had previously communicated with the FBI via phone calls, online tips, and letters over a number of years. I would characterize these communications.
And if that shit's I think that shit's only coming out of one speaker if you got on headphones. Blame the cheap ass police and they fucking shitball setup. These niggas don't even know how to set up any type of mobile stream, and it's the easiest shit ever. They've been better doing this shit on his phone.
Primarily complaints about alleged frauds he believed were perpetrated against him. The information contained therein and the nature of those communications did not lead to opening any FBI investigations. Again, I'd like to thank all of our law enforcement and public safety partners and appreciate the opportunity to contribute to this investigation. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Craig Calamai. I'm the special agent in charge for ATF Washington Field Division.
Alcohol, tobacco, firearms. So you there over the flare gun? Because why are you there? Wait, the ATF is there over a flare gun.
Last night we received a request from the Arlington County Fire Marshals to respond to a scene of an explosion. Dispatched special agents and our certified explosive experts and bomb techs out to the location. We have since been on site with the Fire Marshal and the Arlington County Police Department. We continue to be on site. Today we sent additional resources from our Baltimore field office. So we now have canines, bomb techs from both field divisions and fire arson experts.
So explosives. Okay.
On scene. We will be here for the duration, providing assistance. Currently, right now, conducting a grid search of the location with our partners to determine cause and origin. Thank you.
This is just a fucking circle jerk. Just them letting y'all all know who is all involved in this shit and who are all the people who are never going to give you any answers. All these different agencies and all this shit, and we all supposed to respect them because they're the best in the fucking world, but they're never going to give us real answers about this shit outside of this nigga shot a flare gun and blew the house up.
As stated earlier, this is an ongoing investigation. There is no timeline for that investigation to determine the cause and origin. It's simply going to take time.
She just asked about gas leak, okay? She just asked about a gas leak.
Tactical nuke incoming!
I can say the fire department personnel turned off the gas before the explosion occurred.
So how did a flare, why would you have turned the gas off? What made y'all go to the scene and turn the fucking gas off? So the gas is off. So what blew up? A flare blew a whole house up, nigga. What? Why would you turn the gas off? What made y'all go, we gotta turn the gas off? Y'all niggas, bro. Y'all, you niggas, bro. You niggas, bro. Why? No, nigga. Why would y'all turn the gas off? This nigga was shooting a gun. Y'all had no reason to believe any type of explosion because y'all said he had a flare gun and a gun. Why would y'all go, he's got firearms in there, let's turn the gas off? Did y'all turn the power off? No, because it looked like the lights was on. Y'all turned the gas off but let the power on. Y'all couldn't determine where he was in the house, so y'all threw some non-flammable tear gas in there, but that didn't blow it up. The gas was off. The shit y'all did throw in there, that was non-flammable. That didn't blow it up, so the flare did it.
I can say the fire department personnel turned off the gas before the explosion occurred. I can't speculate on any additional cause or origin. I'm not going to speculate on cause and origin.
They mentioned some chemicals. Did the shit y'all throw in there, did it possibly blow the house up?
Again, we're not going to speculate on any chemicals causing any explosion.
That's huge. They won't rule out that their shit blew him up. They won't rule it out. Or blew the house up, rather. We don't even know. And whatever body they drape out, they can just go, yeah, that's him. Unless we can roll up a DNA test it ourselves, we just gotta believe them that, because the body's not gonna be identifiable like that. They're not gonna show a picture of that, the remains, and you be like, oh, that's James. Because if it wasn't that, then what was it? It wasn't that fucking flare gun. It wasn't no fucking handgun. And y'all cut the gas off, you said. So y'all blew their house. You blew that house up. But it just so happens y'all cut the gas off and moved everybody away. And set up a reception center and all this. I bet you them motherfuckers living lavish, eating good and everything. They should. But they don't even have no clue what they all tied up in. Because they just like, man, they getting ready to vote for these niggas. They like, man, them niggas came through. The motherfucking shit blew up. They came through. Y'all don't even know what done happened in y'all own neighborhood. Whatever they ask, and that nigga said, yep, above my pay grade. Let me go back to my posing position. I thought this was a partnership. Nigga, as soon as they started whatever question that was, that nigga's like, nah, this is for my big brother. Hold on. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second so I can try to hear what they said exactly.
Again, we're not going to speculate on any chemicals causing any explosion.
You said they said the suspect filed about complaints and frauds. Nah, nigga, you stay here and talk about this. Nah, oh, now the feds. Now big bro got to come through. Come on in, big bro.
It's an ongoing investigation. I can't get into what else we're learning about Mr. Yoo, nor his complaints. Yes, the nature of those complaints was he perceived frauds being committed against him. We're not going to discuss, nor do I know, what the potential defendants were in those cases.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Thank you.
So y'all didn't go look at his YouTube. So why would YouTube pull this video? Just so y'all know, everybody think YouTube pulled his channel down. No, YouTube didn't. The government got YouTube to pull it down. See, because once this starts, when the Homeland Security type things, we'll just call it that. If you get it, you get it. You don't, you don't. When the Homeland Security type of things go on, then they can get Google to do that type of shit. But it ain't going. I guarantee it's just like temporary. They just got some type of temporary order. But YouTube's really good when that temporary order fucking expires, it's coming back. Unless they get a new one.
Sure. I can let you know that last night our police officers, our firefighters were out looking and making sure that we checked all households in the affected area. We found debris several streets over. Based on the topography, I can't give you an exact radius, but I can tell you there are about 10 to 12 total houses around.
How come you can't give us an exact radius? It's been a fucking day, nigga. Y'all have fucking y'all be having fucking, got police copters. Y'all got access to all them news helicopters. Y'all right out there in DC. Bro, stop. Y'all niggas know exactly how much of that area is affected. Fuck out of here. What up, OG? OG, did you hear the boom last night? I don't think it's that close, but who knows?
Down there where they had some sort of physical damage, or where household members told us that they needed some sort of services.
If I understand your question correctly, you were speaking to the evacuation prior to the
Yeah, great questions. Come on, real media that's out there.
explosion. That, again, as I stated earlier, the fire department personnel absolutely saved lives. In anticipation of what could happen.
Why would y'all have been anticipating? How many fucking police calls have y'all been on about handgun fire that y'all thought could possibly turn into a house explosion? Come on, nigga. Jackie, what's happening? Come on, bro. Y'all said y'all got called to the house because of gunfire. But then y'all get the fire department there to evacuate everybody because since he was shooting a gun, he might have a bomb. What? Nah, nigga.
That, again, as I stated earlier, the fire department personnel absolutely saved lives. In anticipation of what could happen, and unfortunately what did happen, the fire department personnel evacuated neighboring residents. So again, I state, the evacuation of the neighbors saved lives, all. The evacuation began at or near 7 o'clock last evening.
Why? So they evacuated them exactly 1 hour before, because didn't they say at 8:04? The feds came in probably at like 5 o'clock, told y'all niggas, we got to go get this nigga and we gonna need y'all help because he might blow the place up. The feds told y'all this. That's why the feds are being so nice and buddy-buddy to y'all, making y'all feel like partners, because the feds came in at about 2-3 hours before, had y'all lock down that fucking area, get everybody the fuck up out of there, and then shit went left. See, the feds know what really happened, even though they quote-unquote weren't there, and y'all was actually there. You dumbass bumpkins don't know shit. You niggas just dick hard because y'all on TV. That's why he got the motherfucking pad covering his dick now. Dick hard over this.
So I think to get into the specifics of the timeline, I don't have the exact answer to that question.
You know, Rick is so wild and has went so far off the meter. It's shit that I can't even tell you on TV. I mean, you know, for the sake of our friendship, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna bring it up. But trust me, he's went there. He has went where it's like, yo, Rick, man, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? You done took this shit too far. And his response is like this. There's no such place. Darkness. Let's go to the abyss, nigga. I'm not with it, man. I don't want to go to the abyss, man. You know what I'm saying? Rick wants to go to the abyss. In fact, he dwells in the abyss. Rick James dwells in the abyss, okay? And he wants company sometimes, you know? And for some reason, he likes to reach out for me. Whenever I'm around, when he wants to go there, he will reach out for me to try to take me to the abyss with him. And I'm not with it, man. I'm not with it. And that's when we end up, you know, tussling or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
You just told us y'all evacuated niggas at 7. Y'all told us when the explosion happened, but you can't give us no timeline. You, sir, are a liar. You a fucking liar, bro.
I mean, as the work was unfolding to contain this individual, to make the community safe, there were actions from everybody on scene to make sure that we were doing everything we possibly could to ensure the safety of everybody in that area in this community. I don't have the exact time of that, but you know, it was very much in the forefront to make sure that we evacuated people that we could, and to make sure that it was the entire scene was as safe as it could be.
Why? You still ain't answered the question. What made y'all go handgun evacuate for explosion? And hit that like button.
I'm not going to get any points of the investigation. We're very early in the investigation. As Chief Jenkins mentioned, the fire burned well into the night, so you know we're starting our evidence recovery work at this point. So I don't have any further on that at this time.
Jake, what's happening?
There was very minimal communication.
The truck put the cover-up docs in the house? That wasn't no police truck. I think we can agree to that. That wasn't no fucking police truck, and it was a nigga standing right next to it. As if I wish, man, I want to see him from the front. Pause. Because, bro. All right, right on, Chad. And I'm gonna park this here. Oh, KS had already put it over there. I'm gonna we're gonna pull that other angle up when they finish talking.
Much of our effort was to engage him in communication and have
Jake in the cup with time. Break out the fucking Methuselah.
A conversation to try to bring this to a very peaceful and voluntary solution, but the communications were not successful, and he was not particularly cooperative when communicating.
Because I play college ball. I am a Division I basketball player. You're not talking basketball with me.
Of course he's right there perfectly, nigga. He would be at the podium. He might as well be at the podium with all this shit going on.
Because I play college ball. I am a Division I basketball player. You're not talking basketball with me. That didn't go well.
I had to hit it twice, Jake. You can't even make that up. You can't even make that up. It might as well be Swaggy at the podium with this shit.
Again, in an attempt to mitigate or save lives, anything is possible. So in that particular instance, where an individual had barricaded themselves, we took the necessary steps to...
Time out. Time out. Time out. Zach Moore style. Time out. How does somebody barricading themselves make you go? Y'all think he might be getting ready to blow himself up? You know what? Hey, let's evacuate all these houses. Because if he's barricaded himself, he's probably going to blow the house up. Yeah, Chief's lost it. Can we get some backup out here? Yeah, Sergeant's lost his mind. He's saying some weird shit. So we're gonna need somebody over him. This nigga's like, once we found out he was barricaded in the house, we cleared off the whole fucking block.
Remove neighbors in case something such as this, as unfortunate as this, could occur. We work hand in hand with our police personnel, and that's a partnership.
Yeah, y'all family. The family. Not a corona, but it'll do.
Again, this is in an attempt to mitigate risk. So fire department personnel turned off the gas at the meter to the address.
Why? Why? They're saying this just, bro, this is how gullible they think people are. They just say shit like this. And that's why the niggas that are out there asking the questions like, but why would you turn the fucking gas off? Why? He was barricaded. And
there was nothing that led us to believe. We anticipate the worst.
so he just confirmed there was no reason, they had no reason under the sun to think that this nigga was gonna blow this motherfucker up. But they just so happened to evacuate everybody right before he blew the motherfucker up. The feds told y'all to do this shit and was like, look, we gonna tell y'all to do this shit. Y'all take all the credit for this first initial shit. Y'all was like, bet. Now the feds got y'all sitting here answering questions y'all niggas can't answer. Because the feds like, no, this is yours. We weren't there. You guys were on scene. We weren't there yet. Nothing led us to believe that he would blow this motherfucker up, but we had to prepare for it. I want to know, here's my question. How many house explosions has this police and fire department dealt with? The last 20 years. I'm ready for 20. How many times has a house blown up like this? Come on, nigga. Tell me how many times. You tell me you can show me a bunch of times that happened, then I can understand where you like, well, niggas always be blowing up houses around here, so we got to take precautions. I ain't never seen y'all, and y'all out in DC where y'all apprehending some of the drug lords and murderers and shit, nigga. And I guarantee when y'all go pick these niggas up, when y'all picking these niggas up, y'all not evacuating whole blocks in case a nigga's in there. If a nigga's in there barricaded, you know that nigga's shooting it out with y'all. Y'all evacuate. Y'all may evacuate the houses next door. That's it. And them niggas ain't getting put up nowhere. Once y'all kill the motherfucker and drag them out, y'all let everybody go back into their houses. These niggas can't even go back on the block. Come on, nigga. I just got off the plane.
There was nothing that led us to believe. We anticipate the worst, and we save lives. So in an effort to save lives, we remove occupants, neighbors, and so forth in case something like this were to occur.
But that's the part you gaslight, nigga. Why? You know we want to know why would you think this? This is not you're trying to tell us like this is a normal police thought. No, it's not. It is not.
We believe he was the sole occupant of his portion of the duplex.
How do you know? Y'all said y'all just started cleaning up. They already know it was nobody else in the house. It was only him. Even though they said they haven't identified the body yet, or the human remains. They didn't even call it a body. They said human remains. But they can confirm all this shit while telling you, we don't know, but we know nobody else got hurt, and we just so happen to, we just that great of cops. Like, we're such good cops that something said, hey, we should evacuate these people in case he blows this house up. Well, what led you to believe that? Nothing led us to believe that. That was just something we thought we should prepare for.
There are people that lived it. I'm sorry. The people who lived in the other part of the duplex were evacuated earlier.
why? Because remember, the people in the duplex, they didn't call the police because they heard shots fired. They got alerted and evacuated. Yeah, the people in the other half of the house, we got them out before the explosion. Yeah, we evacuated them for sure. At what time? I don't know.
Prior to the explosion.
Man, she looked like she mean in the motherfucker.
I can touch briefly, and everybody else can chime in. I mean, the scene is beyond where it occurred. There was an explosion, so evidence is clearly displaced. When there's an explosion, there's the firefighting effort. So it's not a standard where you show up and conduct your investigation. There's a lot of moving pieces to get to the scene to where we can start the evidence collection process, and that's where we are now. But
you know that there's nobody under that debris but him.
We have to work through that piece, work through all the interviews of everybody in the area. So there's much to be.
Why would y'all interview anybody in the area? You know they don't know shit because you put these niggas is absurd. Why would you interview anybody when you evacuated all of them before so you know they don't know anything? So now y'all gonna do a bunch of interviews of, was he acting weird? Do you know him? How long you know him? How long you been living there? Was he acting weird that day? Y'all act like y'all just said y'all evacuated these niggas. So these niggas don't know shit. Y'all know everything.
Done?
Nah. She a little bigger than Meg. And Meg ain't it's her.
But contending with the fire and the explosion in the beginning, it does create additional time and additional work. That's what we believe. I'm not going to say we're fully confident because the human remains have yet to be identified. All factors point to that it's this individual.
So y'all listen to what they want us to believe. He just told us they just started their efforts to clean up, but they was able to go. There go the body right there. Soon as they got the fire out, they like, oh, there go the body right there. They got the body, but they ain't really cleaned up. They didn't really have time to get shit else. And now the reporter trying to get him to stand on that it's him. Now he can't stand as hard on it no more. Well, we believe that the remains, he won't even say a body. He said remains. So it's like they know. So the explosion happened right in his face, is what y'all telling me, from a flare gun.
But that has to be confirmed, and it's going to take time to confirm that as well. But
surprise, surprise.
There's a lot more to the investigation that needs to occur. I don't know what the specific statements are. I mean, I know there was minimal communication from him.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you coming today. As we've mentioned before, this is an ongoing and active investigation. We will continue to work in partnership, and updates as they become available will be released either through our social media channels or through the county website. Thank you so much for attending today.
I told you this bitch was mean. Knew it. That's why they got her. So she can come be mean and shut this shit down. I mean, hashtag Shay was right. I told you that bitch was mean. We trying to get in. Yeah, whatever, motherfuckers. I told you it's an ongoing investigation. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck up on around here, nigga. And y'all niggas standing here as y'all niggas don't look as cool as y'all niggas think y'all do. Y'all niggas look dumb as fuck. I mean, y'all niggas look stupid. Get this other angle up. Lying ass fucking police. You know the feds told y'all to say all that shit, nigga. The feds set y'all niggas up to look stupid as usual. Gosh. Y'all fell for an old trope. Hold on. What is this? Hold on. Wait. Apparently I gotta fix this one too. Hold on. I gotta fix this other one. Hold on, I can't see. All right, here we go. Hold on, what are they saying? They said we are not going anywhere. Come out with your hands up and do it now. See what I'm saying? This, who taped this? Who fucking taped this? There's an explosion that big and not say a fucking word when it happens. I thought y'all evacuated everybody. Yeah, it's a nigga at one spot, high up, and another nigga up, high up, right by it. Y'all niggas are liars. And all you do is zoom out. You don't go, oh shit, what the fuck? Oh my God, a house, 2 houses from me blew up. You don't say a word? Where did this person get it from? Man, something about this shit ain't right, cuz. Let me see something. Let me see something. Hold on. What the fuck is this? shit's just insane.
Holy fucking shit! Get the fuck out of here!
That shit's fucking insane. I just had to see that part one more time. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? All right. What are these? All right, because I want to make sure if I put any of them up here, I don't want to fuck this nigga shit up. All right. So let me grab this shit. I want you to see this shit from his YouTube page. This one? Let's try this one. There we go. This is what was on his YouTube page. Former head of information and physical security for international telecommunication company with CFI US security experience. I gave them / y'all every opportunity to do the right thing, and all I see is America's hypocrisy, corruption, fraud, conspiracy, chicken shat. Hashtag purge _FBI, hashtag purge _DOJ, hashtag purge _CIA, hashtag purge _NSA, hashtag purge _NOCS, _spies, hashtag purge _them, hashtag none of the above party, hashtag Monty Brewer Brewsterish. U.S. is the world's biggest terrorist, Noam Chomsky, 2015. James Yoo's LinkedIn, his details. James Yoo _merch at protonmail.com. I ain't gonna play none of this shit because it ain't gonna be coherent to you at all. But that's how people are. People think because certain shit is incoherent to them that they can deem people crazy and stupid. I mean, there's literally people that go, if you don't know English, it's because you're a retard. The fucking police are liars. They contradicted themselves multiple times, and the feds sat there and let them do it. They are never going to give any type of answer on this shit ever. They won't even tell us why y'all were over there. Y'all claim y'all came over because y'all heard gunshots, but then prepared for an explosion, and an explosion happened. And they thought that saying that was gonna make everybody go, "Wow, you guys are the greatest police ever." It's like, nigga, y'all want us to think that y'all won the Powerball while doing some shit that made no sense. Man, that was planted. That they made sure we could hear the speaker and shit. They like, see, we told you we had them barricaded in. Nah, nigga. I don't understand why y'all would evacuate the neighborhood except these two motherfuckers who had cameras.
Not slick.
I don't know who this James Yoo nigga is, but I know y'all. It was either something Because here's the one thing we got to understand. They might not even been trying to get him. They might have known he wasn't there and just wanted to blow up that house because it was something in there. They thought it was something in there, or they either knew it was something in there or thought it was something in there. It was just like, we can just blow this fucking house up. Peace and love as well, Lisa. Have a safe appointment tomorrow. I know people that think, you know, the feds had something to do with it. Y'all trying to give the feds this. The feds might not have been trying to kill him, bro, because this is some total obliterate that house shit. They don't need to do all that to kill a motherfucker. The feds got to do this to kill a motherfucker? Nah, this is some, we want everything in there gone. Now, if he was in there, cool, but you don't blow this house up just to kill him. This is one of the craziest things I've seen in a long ass time, bro. I don't even know how to process it because they lying like a motherfucker, like clearly. And this James Yoo, I've seen enough to know he ain't no regular nigga. Yeah, I was looking at this shit and I don't understand it, but I don't sit there and look at this like he's stupid. Everybody's looking at it like, man, these videos don't make no sense. Well, they not for you, nigga. People be taking YouTube and shit too far. People expect like, oh man, he got a YouTube channel. They thought they was gonna go over to this channel and see that this nigga made a video telling everybody exactly what happened. That's how dumb motherfuckers are. I'm like, you do know that he could have been speaking in some government code out loud to let them know that, hey, I'm not playing. I'm getting ready to expose everything. And they like, well, we got to get his ass before he exposed how to, translate what he was actually saying. Man was just sitting up there acting like, oh yeah, I ain't really read the file on him yet or anything. You a motherfucking lie. So what you do on the way there? Just because your suit wrinkled don't mean I'm going to believe that you just got out of bed. He obviously knew too much. He obviously knew too much. But that's why I tell y'all niggas stay out of that shit. But all y'all niggas still want to be in it. Y'all see how niggas be getting fucked up and swept off the earth with the shit, but y'all be still participating in it. You need to let go and let God. Then again, I'm probably lying. I mean, what's gonna happen? The only piece of news we gonna get that we can guarantee is what? In about what? I say like 2 days. I say Friday. And then they'll take the weekend to try to bury this motherfucker. We gonna get one more update in this motherfucker. We getting one update. Oh, the remains in the house, they were him. And then we're moving on. And then anybody that questions that, hey, how do we know that those are his remains? Conspiracy theorist. Oh, here comes the tinfoil gang. Like, nigga, that's a real question. How do I know to trust you niggas? Because I do know one thing. If they not his remains, your life just became a million times harder. And the easiest thing would be for you niggas to lie. And I don't even try to tell me that whole cops don't lie. Bro, we ain't even got to do all of that. As soon as they announce it, that all they announce it for is the moment where people can start attacking you and calling you crazy. Well, the news said, well, they said. I'm like, I hear you on that. But I want you to stop for 1 second. Have you ever heard of the news or the police or a politician lying? Okay, then. So stop acting like they couldn't be lying in this case. Yeah, this is one of those that we'll never know what happened. Ever. But see, I find closure differently than others. I have complete closure on this situation already. And the reason why is, nigga, y'all lying. This nigga didn't shoot no flare gun and blow himself up. End of story. Would you say happened? That didn't happen. It's that simple for me. I'm not no fucking fool, and I don't get tricked by goofy motherfuckers up there in Columbia jackets and police captains with hard-ons and some big mean bitch who thinks she's Sarah Huckabee Sanders, except I would smash Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I ain't smashing her. Both mean. But I digress. I just hope. I honestly hope dude okay. I got a feeling dude got away. Because the locals, they'll think they had that nigga corralled. That nigga could have been gone. Or, here's something else that I got to keep it a buck on. Me neither. I can keep it a buck on this. The feds could have told them to prepare for that shit because he got an MO of doing this. It could be possible that James Yoo has an MO of blowing up a place that, like, as soon as they find out where he's at, by the time they get to it, he'll blow the place up. I want to hear the 911 call. I want to hear the 911 call. I want to hear the motherfucker call 911 and say there was gunshots. Everybody heard it was gunshots, but nobody saw that it was a flare. So where did he have the bomb?
The cheese room, nigga. Dude.
This nigga said, yeah, they planted niggas next door to me. James Yoo said that in some posts, was like, yeah, they planted some neighbors next door to me. He had like they names, they supposed names, he said, and whatnot. And they trying to brand, and here's my thing. The first thing where the feds always fuck up with me is, if their first thing is to try to make the person sound crazy, just like they brought up the social media posts, but they don't tell you what they are. They just want you to hear, oh, he said some crazy shit on social media. He did? Dang. Okay. Anybody, just because you say something crazy on social media Understand that will never hold up in court. Unless the crazy thing you said on social media was that you would blow up a house or something like it. Unless it's anything near he said he was blowing up this house, then you can't sit here and be like, he said something crazy on social media hours before this happened. So what are you implying? That his post was leading you to believe that he was going to blow his house up? No, they need his social media account up to make him look crazy. We don't know if those are all the posts. But obviously, this is all here he goes in the hole. Because, bro, do you not know the type of control the government got over shit when you fall in certain lanes? See, they can't do it to the average motherfucker, but when you fall in these government lanes, because a lot of these motherfuckers, it happens the same. They be naive, working for the devil, because the government's the devil. Working for them, and then you see what type of evil your job really entails, and then some of you niggas just go to hell doing that shit, and then others go, fuck, I gotta do something, say something, then you end up getting fucked up over it. Because the only way you can be protected in these situations is you gotta have your hands totally clean the entire time. You gotta be next level prayed up, and you can't be on no fuck shit at work when you work for the government. Or you gonna have to pay that double tax. But I'm making that all up. See, this is when having a small YouTube channel is great, because nobody believe me anyway. The government is ran by the devil. It's the devil. Who else on this earth, whether it be, through spirit or whatever, who can see our text messages? God and who else? So just like God see us do wrong or do good, somebody else do too. And so when you be on that bullshit, like they can always pull it, bro. It's always just so happens to be a camera here, camera there, all this shit. That's why the money says, "In God we trust," because the devil has, for the devil to be real, he has to acknowledge God. That's why the devil be like laughing when he gets motherfuckers that be like, God ain't real and all this shit. He like, even I know better than that. A lot of people don't even stop to think that, like, you do know that even with all the evil that the devil is capable of, he acknowledges that God exists. That's what one nation under who? It is said in official. That's why I be laughing where it's like, yeah, but the government ain't never changed that, and the government will never change to take God and stuff out. They won't. They can't. When they do that, they're not allowed to operate no more. See, that's why I don't deal with politics. Politics is way more simple than that. It's all the devil. That's the whole thing is satanic. We gonna vote on people that are gonna make rules a certain way that we want the rules. When God has already just set the rules and we can just follow those. We don't need to do all this different shit every 4 or 5 years. Because most of the shit we can all handle ourselves, especially with the technology now. Because you can talk to some people that have been broke for decades and tell you that I ain't never had shit for decades, but somehow I always had enough when I needed. It was always some money came here or something happened and I picked up a little hustle for a little while. It's always. So when you have that type of mindset, you don't give a fuck what the tax rate is. Ever. You don't give a fuck about the health care. You don't give a fuck about none of it. Because you sign up on a whole different thing. When you have that type of faith up under that, that mustard seed faith, then you don't have no need for that. I can't, just like when they talk about Dalton Mirror, I can't believe she got in the office and changed and flipped around. I'm like, now I can give y'all that it's racist. That's racist to assume that a black woman was gonna do something different than what everybody else was gonna do. Nigga, everybody do that shit. That's how you get in politics. You can't even get in politics. Anytime you get in politics, on every honest person that's ever tried to be in politics, they get stomped out. Easily. As soon as they run into an election where the nigga's dirtier than them, they will just lose. Because they like, I can't do all of that. Okay, lose. So by the time they get to be Republican senators and shit like that, nigga, you talking 5-6 decades deep of fucking over people. That's the symbols of the peak vista of the air, basically. And here's another part. Don't think for 1 second they won't take this situation and try to juice it to hide some other shit. This shit's right up there at D.C. Yes, it's in Arlington, Virginia, but they said it's right around the corner from D.C. So what they take? What the feds take? What, like a half an hour, 45-minute helicopter ride? I'm sure they probably just hopped in the jet. Maybe they drove it. If they was like, we gonna be staying there for a week. You watched my first video, bro. I told y'all, man. Just initially. None of that's why I was like, yeah, we talking about this tonight. None of this shit make sense. And ever since me and Mish have been on it. KS2. I had to sit wrestling down today for this. Cause this shit, I was like, what? And this was one of them things you start knowing, and Mish felt it too. This is one of them situations where it's like, you better grab everything now. Cause shit gonna start disappearing. And what do you know? YouTube channel disappeared. We have every video that was on it. YouTube channel disappeared. All these damn things. Immediately. But apparently they couldn't do nothing. My thing is like, it's a reason they wanted their YouTube channel down. And I'll tell you what, it could have been unlisted and private videos. So let's say he had a private video with some shit on it that shouldn't have been on YouTube. That's still a community guidelines violation, even though the video is private. So you can't put a video of you and your girlfriend fucking on YouTube and just put it private and be like, well, I just put that there for me to hold it. No, the policy is you can't upload that shit. Does that make sense? So he could have had something private or unlisted. And unlisted is it's still live, but you would have to already have the link. If you have the link to it already, then you watch it. They got that shit quick. But that's the other thing, too. Once the feds come in, the feds can kind of shut shit down quick. But without making, like, until they make full indictments and arrests and shit like that, then, like, a lot of shit gonna fade away. I think his channel might come back. Because as fast as they got it, that means they got something temporary for a judge to do that. Because Google don't bend easy. The police can't just call Google and be like, hey, we're the police. And do you have the paperwork? You don't? Well, call us back when you do. YouTube don't play that shit. Google, they don't play that shit when it comes to that shit. That's why the government always trying to pretend that, oh, Google's doing antitrust. We're going to have to follow antitrust. That's why they don't fuck with Google, because Google don't bend on them. Google be like, no, we just follow the law. It's like what I try to explain to people with SS Sniper Wolf. I'm like, if you know the whole situation, I'm telling you why she only got temporarily demonetized. And it was because they were able to go look at other dudes' channel. Because they basically, I guarantee YouTube hit him and was like, you lucky we not going to do your shit. Because, yeah, he was up on that line. He was fucking with her. He made a gang of videos making fun of her reaction style. And it was basically he was hating. His whole argument against her was, I don't understand why she's getting all these likes and views and her shit's terrible. Who the fuck likes her shit? Nigga, a lot of niggas think that bitch is fine, bro. That's all you need to understand. A lot of girls think she's cute and chill, and a lot of dudes thought that bitch was fine, bro. And you sitting around hating, then this bitch pulls up, and then instead of you going out there running down on the bitch, you try to act like you and living inferior your life, and then as soon as you contact YouTube, you don't tell YouTube, you tell YouTube to kick her off. Like, you told them to take her. No, you didn't even tell them to kick her off YouTube. You told them to demonetize her, which is worse than telling them to kick her off. You kick her off, then it's like, okay, you kicked her off because of this. Demonetizing her is you want to take her money-making abilities away so that way she can either work for free or quit. And YouTube saw that shit. That's why YouTube was like, we gonna temporarily suspend her because number one, she wasn't on our platform, and number two, nigga, you was fucking with her. Your hands ain't clean in this. You was fucking with her. He made a gang of videos about her. Should she have pulled up to that nigga's house when she out of pocket for that? Yeah, she was all the way out of pocket. But the way that nigga flopped, me and my family are thinking about moving. Nigga, ain't nobody coming over there. So that's why, and I had to learn that lesson too. I was like, man, YouTube ain't shit. No, you just gotta learn the rules, and some of the procedures and process, they fucking suck. But if anybody, look at my 2023 as we are in the last month. If you've been here the whole year, look at my 2023. So I know YouTube is fair in the end, even when it be like it's a mistake or some shit. And yeah, I'll end up missing out on some revenue or shit, but nigga, that's life. But for them to have shut his shit down like that, the feds hit them and said something. They either was able to tell them a specific community guideline he busted, or they was able to get some type of temporary order from a judge. Because they got that shit locked. Bro, again, the biggest shock of all of this is the police and the firemen trying to convince us that he was barricaded shooting a flare gun, and that made them go, let's turn off the gas and evacuate the block. All them cops supposedly right there, but none of them got hurt. Nobody even had to go to the hospital from that massive house blowing up. I'm so in shock by all this. Let's hear this one. Let's hear this one. Hold on. Because this is somebody saying it sounded like a bomb went off. Hold on. Let's check this shit out, bro.
We're going to begin with breaking news overnight. This was a very close call for police officers in Arlington.
Man, I'm sorry, bro. Her old ass can still get it, bro. She get on my nerves, too.
Virginia. They were trying to serve a search warrant when this happened.
They see what Gail just said. They were trying to serve a search warrant, and then this happened.
Wow. Remarkably, it appears that no officers were seriously hurt in this explosion before the blast. Police say that a suspect had barricaded inside this home. He fired some type of weapon. Nicole Skanga is in Arlington with more on the story. Nicole, good morning. The pictures are very scary.
Good morning. We're just a few blocks away from the scene, and the fire is now under control, but it was quite a different scene last night when the standoff took a dramatic turn.
Come to the front door with your hands up. So the lights are on in there. They turned the gas off but didn't turn the power off.
Just before 8:30 Monday night, Arlington police were attempting to execute a search warrant after a suspect inside this house allegedly fired multiple rounds from a flare gun hours earlier.
He fired a flare gun hours earlier. So what blew this house up? So now they're not even saying that he fired the flare gun when the house blew up. They're saying it was fired hours earlier.
And just as police approached,
oh yeah, Gail could get it.
The powerful blast unleashed debris, including...
What do you mean just as police approach? Police said they breached the front door already.
Its roof and walls from the multi-story house into the sky, with flames visible from blocks away.
I've never had a sound wave shock like that. I thought something had happened on my house.
Police say the first 911 calls came in around 4:45 Monday afternoon after reports of shots being fired from inside the house.
4:40. What time did I tell you the feds got there? 5 o'clock. Now 4:45 is when they said.
As officers attempted to execute that search warrant, the suspect inside the residence discharged several rounds.
And that's when a neighbor across the street caught the explosion on cell phone. In the aftermath, police and fire officials rushed to the chaotic scene. Miraculously, only 3 officers suffered minor injuries requiring no hospitalization, and no one else was hurt. Meanwhile, the status...
Who are these niggas? Hey, who are these niggas? They all got on masks and helmets and glasses. That's not fire. That's not police. It's like a fire right behind them and they're not even tripping. Hold on, nigga, wait. And the plot thickens. Or these niggas. Ain't it a little late for motherfucking traffic construction workers? Who are these niggas? Why do they have all, they out here with hard hats in these jackets with masks on. They don't look like fire police. Whatever, man. Y'all got it. No, nigga, y'all got it.
The suspect who was inside the house during the
Bechtel via Storyful. What is Storyful?
The explosion is still unclear.
At first, it sounded like a bomb went off.
Jared Abelson, who lives 2 blocks away from the explosion, took
because they not gonna interview anybody from near the explosion.
This video of the fire just minutes after he heard the boom.
Just interview one of them niggas to say, "Hey, man, the feds came and I had to leave."
When we got there, the house was already burned down, and it was just a really scary scene.
Police have not yet made any arrests or released details about who is inside the house. Both the FBI and the ATF are assisting in this investigation.
Nicole, thank you very much.
We're going to begin.
These niggas is wild with these motherfucking, the shit they be expecting me to believe. Like, there ain't no drone footage over the. Why ain't y'all at least let niggas fly over it? Oh, this is that whole fucking thing. Oh, so the little shit when that bitch was outside at night. I found the whole thing for that. Cool.
Contact with the individual when shots were discharged inside the residence.
I might have missed this, but any other damage to neighboring homes, and also as of right now, any power outages or any other effects to other neighboring residences as a result?
At this point, there is no reports of damage related to the discharge of the flare. Of course, the investigation is ongoing as to whether or not there's additional impacts to the area related to the explosion.
Does the fire department expect to put out the fire tonight?
Yes, fire department expects to put out the fire tonight. As mentioned, the fire is still active. We're waiting on one of the utility companies to arrive on scene to assist in securing those utilities before we can go further into the structure to continue with extinguishment.
Did we understand at the duplex, were there any other people that were taken out of the neighboring homes as a precaution?
The fire department evacuated neighbors as a precaution, but we can only speak to the surrounding structures.
Yeah, like, so timeline, I know around 4:45, the initial call. When did the bigger explosion happen? Do we have a more precise timeline right now?
It was after 8. I don't have the specifics of the time.
Okay. Calls happened at 4:45, and I believe they said it was 8:04.
Which the explosion occurred, but the original call for service is about 4:45, and then the explosion happened after 8 o'clock.
Are folks being let back into their homes, into that area, or is that going to be kind of taped off until this fire is completely out?
Right now, during the extinguishment efforts, those exposure buildings are going to be taped off. As soon as the fire...
How did there was somebody across the street taping it if y'all evacuated everybody?
...is brought under control, and there is no threat or risk of that fire spreading to those structures, neighbors will be brought back in as the situation changes.
And how many homes would you say, were evacuated, or how many people?
I wouldn't be able to provide you specific right now.
I want to confirm that as of right now, no fatalities have been reported.
At this point, we're still, but we have not made it into the home because the home is on fire. There have been no injuries related, no significant injuries related to our officers, and no transports to the hospital.
Any hazards? I know you guys say you're still extinguishing the fire, but any concern about hazardous materials inside, especially considering just the level of this explosion?
So as mentioned, the responders have not been able to make it into the structure, and we won't be able to determine what materials are inside until it is safe to do so.
I mean, I know it might be a little tough to speculate right now, but for an explosion this big, it seems hard to believe that this is just over a flare gun. Any sort of idea what could have made this explosion as big as it was?
As mentioned, the fire is still ongoing. The investigators won't be able to go in and do a specific cause and origin investigation until it is safe for the investigators to go in.
Man, these reporters out motherfucking. Hey, man, shout out to Arlington, Virginia. They reporters don't be fucking playing, nigga.
I know you mentioned the officers had minor injuries and they needed to be transported. Could you describe the nature of the injuries? Was it smoke inhalation? Was it contact with debris? Could you describe anything further?
I don't have all the specifics at this point. We really want to emphasize that this still is really in the onset of this investigation. Our officers will remain on scene with our partners at the fire department and continue this investigation. We appreciate you all coming out tonight. As additional information is available, we'll be sure to release this, but these are all the details that we have at this point of the investigation.
Got a quick question for my colleague. Is Paramount on lockdown as a result of this or no?
Not that I'm aware of, but I can follow up. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, they be calling her ass out. She's the cleanup bitch. She ain't even want to let that fire nigga talk. He the nigga in charge. She like, what? Hold on, nigga. What? They called her out of the bed to come handle this. All right, let's see what this one's talking about. At least, bro, ain't nobody gonna tell me I ain't at least take a fair look at this motherfucker. So I'm telling you, they about to sweep this shit under the rug. This is not about to be no ongoing story. Watch.
Simone, right now let's get to breaking updates on that huge house explosion in Arlington County, Virginia. Federal and local law enforcement officials say they believe the suspect, 56-year-old James Yoo, is dead. Now, in the past 30 minutes, we confirmed this photo of Yoo through two sources. The investigation.
That's exactly what I had asked too, Tata. I asked the same question earlier. I was like, y'all, you said they ain't even identified. Y'all claim y'all found human remains. Y'all gotta understand. That means that if they found a pinky, they'd be like, well, we identified that's his pinky and he dead.
Is just getting started tonight after an explosion you can see right there destroyed a home along North Burlington Street. We've been following this for nearly 24 hours now. Most recently, we broke into programming at around 2:30 this afternoon to bring you live updates from fire, police, and federal investigators. Since then, our crews have been working to bring you updates and the full scope of this investigation. Now, everyone in the area is
So why are these people this close? Y'all said y'all evacuated everybody, but it's an AP photo. Staged like a motherfucker. This motherfucker ain't even looking at the fire.
understandably shaken up, especially the people who live in 10 nearby homes who cannot go home tonight. Now, here are three things on this story that are all new tonight as of 6:01 p.m. First, 911 call takers
270 calls.
Say they received about 270 phone calls.
And they want to make sure we know fire officials shut off the gas. Good night, Boston.
Within the first hour of that explosion. Second, miraculously, only 3 firefighters have minor injuries. And third, the fire department says it actually shut off the gas line in that neighborhood before the explosion. To update us further tonight, let's get to our Rafael Sanchez-Cruz, who joins us live tonight in Arlington. Rafa?
Hey, Lorenzo. Arlington County officials are telling us tonight that it's too early to determine what caused such a massive explosion. However, they do believe the human remains found today by investigators belong to this man, 56-year-old James Yoo, who police...
You hear they keep not saying it's a body.
Police say...
The explosion was big enough to blow him up, but people right outside the door didn't even have to go to the hospital.
Barricaded himself inside his home before it went up in flames.
Nearly 24 hours into the investigation, federal and local explosive detectives are still trying to
Fly, Eagles, fly. Bitch, take that fucking hoodie off. You don't deserve to wear that.
find answers. into what led to Monday night's massive home explosion in this quiet Arlington neighborhood.
I kind of physically recoiled from the shock of the explosion.
Police say 56-year-old James Yoo died in the explosion after his home on North Burlington Street burst into flames.
Look at that flame. That's a chemical flame.
That's
a chemical flame.
The shock.
That was a chemical flame.
Explosion.
Look at it.
Police say 56-year-old James Yoo died in the explosion after his home on North Burlington Street burst.
You see that magenta-like shit?
Into flames.
The fire department personnel.
It could have been anything at that very moment. It could have been that. But you blow up a house, there's accelerants all in there.
Turned off the gas before the explosion occurred.
Before the explosion, Police Chief Andy Penn says Yoo had fired a flare gun between 30 to 40 times, which prompted their response.
The Arlington County Police Department does not have prior documented interactions with the suspect at this address other than 2 calls for service for loud noise over the past couple years.
Police say Yoo continued firing, but this time they believe it was a firearm, and moments later, the home exploded at 8:25 p.m.
We are aware of concerning social media posts allegedly made by the suspect, and these will be reviewed as part of the ongoing criminal investigation.
The FBI says Yoo had several communications with them over a number of years.
So the feds knew this nigga.
I would characterize these communications as primarily complaints about alleged frauds he believed were perpetrated against him. The information contained therein and the nature of those communications did not lead to opening any FBI investigations.
Of course not.
No social.
Sure they didn't. He just so happened to make massive complaints about the government, and then his house blew up. He claimed he made massive claims about the government, and then his house just so happened to blow up.
Social media posts and messages to the FBI are part of this ongoing investigation tonight that is still with no timeline of when it might wrap up. But this incident has impacted the entire community.
And they keep letting you know no timeline to let you know that you're not getting no answer anytime soon, if ever.
I go live with my colleague Leslie Moreno, who's spoken to those who have lost a home following this massive explosion. Leslie?
Raphael, right now we know 10 families were impacted by this explosion. Both Arlington County officials and the American Red Cross assisting those families tonight. We're also learning several businesses in the area also impacted by this. Many of them heard.
Oh, yeah.
And felt that blast. I spoke with the nail shop owner who captured the explosion. She says it was so powerful it left a crack in her ceiling. We also spoke with another man who was having dinner about a mile away from the scene.
They can't speak to it. They know exactly how many families been impacted, but they can't talk to none of them. None of them are available for comment. None of them.
And
we talking to somebody a mile away, 2 blocks away.
A woman who was on a work call when the explosion happened. Both of them showed up earlier today, hoping to get some answers.
We just couldn't believe it. It's just so close to us. I've lived here for 30 years, and the reason we walked over here was just because I don't know, you just sort of feel like an affinity for your community and wanting to know what's going on when you feel so connected to Arlington.
Well, it could happen anywhere. That's the thing when these things happen in what?
A house blowing up can happen anywhere. A house that's surrounded by police blows up can happen anywhere. Hey, man, can I get your ID right quick?
You perceive as your pleasant, calm, peaceful neighborhood. We don't think things like this happen out here, but they do.
Look at this shit, bro. Damn sense.
Again, Arlington County officials and the American Red Cross.
We need to pull up to that library, see what they offering. If I get down there and find out y'all niggas is giving out bologna sandwiches and fruit cups, nigga, Y'all getting y'all ass kicked. I ain't going for that. Nigga, we be good until you blew our neighborhood up, nigga. Don't be trying to give us cheap shit now. No fucking cheap shit. Give us the good shit.
Are set up nearby. They are at the Central Library Auditorium. This is at 1015 North Quincy here in Arlington. They're assisting families tonight with food and supplies. This is going on until 8 o'clock tonight. We're also told counselors will be available for families who need this service. Many families at this hour still unable to get.
Man, why do they get their noses done to get them flattened out like that? I just don't get it.
Back into their homes. Still no word from officials yet on when families will be able to get back home. They've been out here for quite a while now. Lorenzo?
I can imagine they are all just so shaken by this. Still, not even 24 hours later. Leslie, thank you so much. And if we learn anything more about this investigation, we will update you right away.
You a motherfucking lie, nigga. Shut your lying ass up, nigga. You don't even know what's going on now. Yeah, you showed us a little more than most niggas, but you still a bitch. Let's check this one. 'Cause now it seems like now they allowed to talk to some people in these late ones. But they ain't talking to nobody that was like there. They talking to niggas that's like around about.
But first up tonight here at 10, the investigation into that massive house explosion in Arlington. A story that we brought you first last night at 10 o'clock could take some time.
Investigators trying to determine the cause and how a home exploded last night along Burlington Street. Today, authorities identified a suspect involved as
she wearing lingerie.
56-year-old James Yoo. He is presumed dead.
Lily Zhang was first at the scene last night. She is still there tonight with new details on what we're learning 24 hours later. Lily?
Well, guys, police say they are aware of some concerning social media posts allegedly made by Yoo. Some that Fox 5 found include posts that involved his neighbors, complaints about the government. Now, speaking of his neighbors, we did speak with some of them tonight. Some didn't know much about him. Some didn't recognize him at all.
Here we go. Pay attention, because here we fucking go. They peacefully evacuated everybody out of off the street while they was dealing with this nigga. I mean, they just had all hands on deck for this one nigga. They was able to keep him secure, bring in all this other shit, all because he just had one gun.
More than 24 hours later, parts of this Arlington neighborhood are still wrapped by police tape. Sam Kim is trying to make sense of what happened just past his backyard.
I feel like I'm at a point where it's like, did that like really happen? Like, is there like a police like, am I really getting interviewed right now for this?
It happened just past his backyard.
I feel like I'm at a point where it's like,
just past his backyard. So he's out of the radius of evacuation.
did that like really happen? Like, is there like a police like, am I really getting interviewed right now for this?
This explosion captured on camera, now seen around the country. Police Tuesday say all signs point to 56-year-old James Yoo as responsible for the explosion Monday night. They were first called to the home after a flare-type gun had been fired more than 30 times.
You can just like hear the police saying like, we're not leaving until you come out, James.
They told you to say that. You said this shit happened outside of your backyard, but you knew they said that verbatim. He a plant.
first called to the home after a flare-type gun had been fired more than 30 times.
You can just like hear the police saying like, "We're not leaving until you come out, James. Arlington police will not leave." Etc.
Police were eventually able to get a warrant and try to break through the door with shots fired at them, as they did before the blast.
The scene is beyond where it occurred. There was an explosion.
No, everybody was taping, but don't nobody have any type of. They could hear all of this shit, but they could hear the police telling them to leave, but nobody heard gunshots. People called the police over these gunshots. None of these neighbors they talked to yet heard a fucking gunshot. One. They claiming this nigga shot 30 flare rounds, and nobody is reporting to have seen even one. Fuck y'all niggas think y'all talking to?
Evidence is clearly displaced. You know, when there's an explosion, there's the firefighting effort. So it's not a standard where you show up and conduct.
And she might be musty too.
Your investigation. There's a lot of moving pieces.
Including why and what caused the explosion and who you was. Neighbors say they have questions.
I just think it's crazy. You never know who's like living around you. And very surprising, especially in a place like Arlington.
A place so many call home.
If it was little.
Niggas is so fucking arrogant. Y'all niggas be living in y'all little places thinking that y'all can't be touched. Nigga, the devil has reached everywhere, fool.
Bigger, I think it would have annihilated the entire police squad and even some neighbors.
Now, Arlington police also confirmed today that they did respond twice in the past to Yoo's home. Those were for noise complaints. We're told that nothing really came of that. And until last night, they had no contact with this man. And we also know that neighbors had been evacuated before the explosion. The fire department also says that gas had been shut off. Guys?
What were y'all doing there, and why did y'all do all of that for a nigga y'all didn't even know? Y'all said y'all didn't even know this nigga, but you knew to turn the gas off and all this other shit that didn't even fucking work. Everything still blew up. You turned the gas off so you can control the explosion. So everybody else's gas wouldn't interfere and blow the whole block up. Y'all turned the gas off to control the explosion, allegedly. You niggas roll up to a nigga you ain't never even talked to before. No, y'all claim it was over gunshots that nobody else heard. Everybody only heard y'all talking and heard y'all saying y'all wasn't leaving. Then y'all tell the world y'all got a bullshit warrant to run in this nigga's house. Then, as y'all tried to run in the house, he shot at y'all. Nobody heard these shots. Then the explosion happened. Fucking liars. Really bad liars. These niggas are really bad liars. Well, they claim that they came because somebody made a phone call that they heard gunshots from his house. They came to his house. He wouldn't answer the door or let them in. But then they claim he was in the house and he shot off 30 flare rounds. And then because he did that, they were able to get a warrant. But when they breached the front door, he shot at them. Then next thing you know, the house blew up. And we supposed to go, oh, okay. Nigga, that don't make no sense. Oh, this is some shit when it was fresh. Grab this one. This is definitely one I want. I want all the ones from like the first fucking reports. I know how y'all niggas be trying to bury them with all these new ones. So y'all can slowly take them away. The like button if you haven't already.
This is WUSA 9 News at 11, and we are following some breaking news in Arlington, Virginia.
sounded detonated. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're looking at brand new video just coming into our newsroom about 90 minutes ago. One of our neighbors capturing that huge explosion. This happened in the Bluemont neighborhood tonight shortly after 8 o'clock. That giant blast left everyone stunned. This video right here gives us another vantage point of the fire left behind from that explosion. The heavy flames and smoke seen all across our area tonight. And some of you may have heard that loud boom. Thank you for being here with us on this busy Monday night. I'm Lorenzo Hall. So as we come on the air tonight, fire crews are still working to get this situation under control. People who live nearby have been ordered to shelter in place. This as we get brand new
Shelter in place? They evacuated them. See, this is why I want to grab. This is why I be wanting to grab the first shit. Because this be before they get all their lies straight.
Details about the moments leading up to that explosion. Investigators say it all began before sunset, with the person inside firing a flare gun and officers then serving a search warrant at that home. That ultimately led to a standoff. Our team of reporters headed to the scene as soon as we heard about this explosion tonight. Our Katie Lusso is speaking with some of our neighbors who live near this home, and Rafael Sanchez Cruz just got an update from fire and police investigators in the last hour. Rafael is a couple of blocks away from where this home is located, right on North Burlington Street near 9th Street. And Rafa, first up tonight, we know that there were a lot of people in this area at the time, neighbors, the SWAT team. Are we aware of any injuries or deaths?
Yeah, the latest update we got about 45 minutes ago from Arlington County Fire, they said that there were some minor injuries for the people responding to the scene, but no one had to be transported. Now, as for the people that are inside that home, they haven't identified the number, but they said they haven't transported anyone to the hospital. Actually, right now, that house is still in flames and they're unable to enter the home. They're saying it's going to be a long night for them. We're focusing right now on those hot spots. As you mentioned, still a very active scene right behind me. They mentioned that they were responding to the scene at 4:45. You mentioned, Zoe, that that explosion happened right after 8 o'clock. So at 4:45, they responded to calls of the man firing flares into the air. Their officers here at Arlington County Police were engaging with that man, and they obtained a search warrant regarding the use of those flares. When the
Look at that flame.
officers were going to go inside that home, including the SWAT team, that's when they heard more fire shot inside the home and that explosion that sent shockwaves across the Arlington County community. Actually, one man said he lives a couple blocks away and had no idea what that sound was, and he was able to give us a brief explanation and description of what he heard and what he was feeling during those tense moments. Let's listen.
It didn't feel like an earthquake, but there was a boom, a sonic boom of enormous. I was like, what could possibly cause that kind of noise?
A lot of questions still up.
Jake said, how are they out of the way when this occurs? Like, if you go watch right at the beginning, right before the explosion, they was in like a tank vehicle. Like, they knew it was going to blow up. That's how they had, quote unquote, minor injuries. They were in a fucking armored vehicle.
In the air tonight, we're still wondering what caused this explosion, but also if they had prior interactions with this man that was shooting the flares in the sky. Now, Arlington County Police didn't want to confirm any details regarding that.
Hey, Google, is it illegal to shoot flares in the air?
On the website BOTUS.org, they say, visual distress signals, especially pyrotechnic devices, are typically not deployed just to practice. In fact, it's against the law.
Because I play college ball. I am a Division I basketball player. You're not talking basketball with me. That didn't go well.
In terms of the evacuation of residents nearby, they said that was a precautionary measure, but again, it's so hot that house is still on fire. They're unable to go inside and actually see how many people were inside that home and see if there's any other injuries or fatalities. Still too early to determine that. We're going to stay on the scene to get more answers regarding the incident. And again, this is going to be hours of investigation for Arlington County Fire. And of course, we'll stay here on the scene.
I'm live in Arlington. Rafael Sanchez Cruz, WUSA 9.
Yeah, and Rafa, really quickly, just to reiterate here, we know that police, during that press conference, I was listening with you tonight, they said they believe the suspect was inside of this home at the time of the explosion. Are they saying anything about why he may have been firing those flare guns or who this person is?
That's correct. He was inside that home, and they were unable.
Allegedly.
There's a lot of questions whether that person is dead or if.
Okay, so I want body cam footage from every officer that can prove. They should have body cam footage of the gunshots coming at them, flares, all that shit. Where's the body cams?
They are in custody. They didn't want to comment on that issue. They said, again, they're unable to go inside the house, so they're unable to see how many people were inside. When I asked them if they'd had prior interactions, they didn't want to comment, but I will say, unofficially.
Why didn't you want to comment? Now the official comment is we never had any type of shit with him.
A lot of neighbors in the area say that they've had prior interactions with the suspect. There's even speculation of names, but nothing has been confirmed. Arlington County Police refuses to actually confirm the name of the person who was inside that home and that they think was shooting those flares at 4.
You had to get permission from the feds.
4:45, and that led to that explosion at 8 o'clock, past 8 o'clock. So still a lot of questions in this ongoing investigation.
Yeah, lots of questions about who that person is or was. Rafael, thank you. All right, I want to bring in our Katie Lusso now. She's got another view of what's happening in that neighborhood tonight. And Katie, again, we know this was not some random explosion. A lot of people were watching that house.
He just said this was not a random explosion. It's not a random explosion unless they blew it up.
Because of the police activity hours before the explosion. So what are people telling you about what they saw before and after?
Yeah, so the people I've been talking to, they were already out here because, as you mentioned, police were already out here. So you can see much of this area, lots of police presence. You can see firefighters down here, but I want to take you in here. So where we are right now, we are about 50 yards away from the home that exploded and the fire. So we're going to take you back here through here so we can give you a better look at the damage here. So we're going to take you straight through. You can see there's
we can't see shit.
Still fire going back here. So this is the home that exploded out here. And again, neighbors out here have just been watching in horror. They were watching throughout the evening.
Fire.
They were keeping an eye on what police were doing. And then even some people were filming the police out here when all of a sudden that explosion happened, sending debris up into the air. People came running out of their homes trying to figure out what had happened. A lot of confusion out here. This is a very quiet neighborhood and you can see a lot of debris out here. Now police have taped off much of the area. You can see the tape right here in this person's yard, and that tape
Tape this nigga hammock, nigga. Don't come out here trying to get on this hammock, nigga. This is a crime scene.
stretches all the way around. I'm gonna have you take a look over here. You can see there's a police officer over here making sure people do stay back, as this is still an active scene. And I want to again show you that flame. This fire still not out. So pretty scary moments out here. We've been talking to a lot of neighbors. Take a listen to what some of them had to say about all this.
I was just in my house and had heard like a series of like what sounded like gunshots, which I guess now we found out were flare guns. And then went outside and no one else was coming outside, and then it exploded.
You heard a series of gunshots. There's no way you heard a series of flare shots. They're single shots. You wouldn't have heard a series. You would have heard one, then you would have eventually heard another one, then you would have eventually heard another one. You didn't hear no series.
Explosion just happened, and I thought someone
tell me, give me exactly what the gunshot sounded like.
drove like a car through our front door.
So I was just coming out of the gym a block away, and you just hear the bang out of nowhere. I just remember walking to my car and just hearing like a big kind of pop.
I was standing on my deck actually barbecuing, and then I saw the explosion happen. That was around
This nigga didn't say shit about no gunshot.
9 p.m. I live about 2 blocks away. And then when I got here, I heard from the neighbors right here that there had been a police situation.
What if they went in there, shot and killed him, and then blew the house up?
So again, you can see the fire is still burning, and we are now several hours into all of this. Firefighters still not able to get this fire out, and a lot of police. And if you take a look over here, you can see some more investigators now walking in. We've seen SWAT officers, we've seen police officers in regular uniform. So a lot has been going on out here. And where we
What agency is this nigga with? This nigga seems like some MIB shit.
are right now, this is North Buchanan Street and 8th Road. So we are literally just a few feet away from where that all happened. We're going to send it back to you, Lorenzo.
Yeah, when we've covered these barricade situations in the past, we've heard police say this is one of the most dangerous aspects of their job. Sometimes they end peacefully, sometimes they end like this. This is an example of why. Katie Lusso, thank you. We know you're going to stay on top of it tonight. And just in case you're just joining us, just to recap tonight, a house exploded in Arlington. Now, the exact cause is still under investigation. Investigators say this happened after officers responded to serve a search warrant at that home following reports of a man using a flare gun at around 4:45 this evening. So that led to a barricade situation between the suspect inside and police. Then ultimately, what you see right there, that explosion. People in the area are still being urged to shelter in place, and firefighters said at roughly 10:45 tonight that fire is contained. And right now, as you saw from Katie Lusso's live report there, they're just working on some of those hot spots. So our team will follow this story overnight while you're asleep. Look for updates during this newscast and, of course, tomorrow morning on Get Up DC starting at 4:45.
Julie Sue. I'm telling you, Friday, they coming out. Yup, nigga. It was James Yoo. Case closed. Can we get back on our crib? Once we make sure all the evidence, all the remains are cleaned up. Miss anything of real substance. And it's like every news channel interviewed the same 2-3 people. Some gas. We saw that one shot where they were standing like in a McDonald's parking lot, and there was all those people there. They ain't interviewed none of them people. They talked to that one white dude, and then they talked to this other white dude. It's like, yeah, I heard gunshots. But then they talked to one dude, yeah, I was on my back porch. I just heard a bang. But the two people they was directly talking to, which they never even put their fucking names up, this shit's all cap. But that's why it's easy for me to digest these things, because it's like, number one, I put it in God's hands. And number two, once I see that it's bullshit, I don't need to know what you did for real. I don't care. Whatever it is bigger than me. Bro, we ain't gonna never see no body cams or nothing of this shit. The best we'll see for body cams is they'll show somebody's body cam the moment the explosion happened. But they probably won't even do that. They'll show like them niggas in that truck. The SWAT truck. Why did you evacuate everybody from a guy with a flare gun? A hunch. This nigga really tried to hit us with a hunch. It was a hunch. What? Told you our priority is keep them safe. So when if we gotta lean on a hunch, nigga, we will. We will hunch it out. No, they call Quavo Honcho, nigga. We Honcho. Allegedly. Guess I'll pick up on everything else tomorrow. Allegedly, James Yoo, 56 years old, a standout with a flare gun turns into a house block evacuating, house blowing up. Just when you thought you heard it all. Just when you thought you heard it all. Well, they claim that they claim that when they got there, they saw a flare gun and was able to get a warrant to go in. And then they claim when they breached the front door, they heard not flare gun, they heard gunshots. Then they claim then that's when it gets fuzzy, is at that point. Because they don't even tell about that truck arriving or nothing. They don't say that as the SWAT truck was pulling in the driveway, it blew up. They don't even mention that shit. Because you ain't even supposed to notice that. I'm just happy nobody else got hurt, allegedly. I don't know what to believe, what happened. I don't believe none of this shit. This James Yoo nigga might not even be involved in this shit at all. He could just be a fucking fall guy. Yeah, turn the gas off too. So that's what exactly why I was like, so what blew up in there? There was no gas going in the house, so what blew up in there? What y'all do, throw a Semtex in the window? Because it was a little more controlled for, that seemed like a detonation from something. More than it was like, oh, this just randomly blew up. But I guess we'll never know. The world may never know. But we'll be back to total regular programming tomorrow because it's only going to get convoluted from here. And magically, I'm telling you, they're not going to be reporting on this shit. Because they've already let you know, oh, the timeline, there is no timeline. There is no timeline. Yeah, we heard you, nigga. Yeah, nigga, we heard you. Claymore or something. But no fucking flare gun, I'll tell you that much. Well, third shifters, shout out to all my people in Bushes. Shout out to Replay Gang. Hit that like button. Hit that PayPal Cash App so we hit the go, all of that good shit. I guess this is the poor. He said through a bouncing Betty in the window. That nigga ran down that hallway. They threw a bouncing Betty with a Semtex connected to that bitch. Say goodnight to your boy. Jen. Good night. Jake. Jake in the cut. 2 times. Shout out to Jake. Janice. Good night, Bob. Bob been gone. Shout out to Mish. Mish, bro. She went in on this shit. I would have showed y'all. I don't want to play none of his YouTube videos. Like, fuck that. Them TikToks would be different because them shits is up. Excuse me. Well, I guess lunchbox rule is in, full effect and all that good stuff, man. Turn my cursor off. Ty. Chadrick. I'm sure Chadrick will pop in here as soon as we move on. Hopefully I can get out of here before Chadrick gets back. God is great indeed, man. I love y'all to death, man. Happy Taco Tuesday. Hope you have a good hump day. I will be back with more updates, bro. You know how we do, man. Getting it in. Make sure you subscribe to LNC Wrestling. YouTube.com/@LNC Wrestling. Gotta use that @ sign. But then again, I'm probably lying. I love y'all. God is great, man. Stay out of trouble, man, and leave them flare guns alone, man. I love you to death, man. Be safe out here, man. I hope y'all been doing y'all Advent thing. Jesus Christ was born this month. It's a big deal. Not just to me, it's a big deal to the world. You know why? God is great.
Yo, what's going on, boys? How are you?
Yo, dab me up.
Hey, all right, damn. What part of the city are you from?
Yo,
What's up?
there, brother.
Hey,
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
You guys ready for this?
Take this.
Oh, all right, sick. Why don't you guys come inside?
Don't ski.
These are the guys.
I'm Octavius Gray. And I'm Steve. Steve LeVois. It's okay, I have vape in here, right?
Set the mood right. Pick you up, baby, I'm looking so fly. Sunset rooftop, yeah, that's nice, right? Hop in the G-Class, I know you need that. Heart racing fast like the speed of light. Is this attraction, or is it the moonlight? You want satisfaction, but only for one night. This could be real love, but you've been broken, and I just want you to see what I can be for you. 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 You got me wrapped up in your love.
Barely.
Finding you is like a treasure. Making my heart feel this way, yeah, yeah. And I'll treat you so damn special. What you did, who you were with, I don't care about those days. When I'm with you, I won't complain. Share your success and heartbreaks. Yeah, you know I stay by your side. Never leave you dissatisfied. But I need you to let me know. Is this attraction, or is it the moonlight? You want satisfaction, but only for one night. This could be real love, but you've been broken, and I just want you to see
My name is Jeff.
what I can be for you. What I can be for you. just one night. Yeah, girl, it's just one night. Yeah, baby girl, it's just one night. Oh, yeah, it's just one night. Yeah, baby girl, it's just one night.
Crushed it. God is great, bro. I love y'all. Saying an extra prayer for you, Janice. God is great. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Love y'all, man.